This platform is independent, and we wanted to work with everyone across the spectrum. So folks are invited to share what they know, and the viewers makes their choice, and we ask the questions, and we give the guest the opportunity to answer.
This craziness, man, I do not care. Why am I so anti-establishment? Because of what I've seen the establishment do to people. That's why I cannot be pro-establishment.
Power is in the hands of the people. And it really did. What we all witnessed is the government, they knew that they're heading in the wrong direction. They knew Gambians are speaking in the same voice.
What law in the books that says the government has power to come out and go after folks' private citizens' properties and demolish them because somehow the government interest?
The only way that we can salvage our country is when everybody gets their hand dirty. Don't sit there with your expertise and just to procrastinate everything that people say or pontificate, what everybody says or does. Let's get our hands dirty.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Another Sunday for the people, by the people. Yes, Pap Sambajao from Washington. And my main man.
The nation's capital. You have to add.
Vancouver, but today from Seattle. Brother Maron. How you guys doing? Another Sunday. It looks like we're looking at 9-10 days before the end of the year and the beginning of a new year. Election year, that is. It's going to be something else. Pop Samba, the youngest also Sumbuyabi there. Anytime.
It's not a naka farin bambi. Isn't that don't like oye,
My movie series. Yeah.
Movie series, wow.
Movie series.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. Well, but that's okay. Yeah, it's that time of the year again.
Yes.
But just greetings to everybody. It's a crazy period and it's going to get crazier. They're gonna Adama Barrow Dimba mune ki Useno Dabo Dalo Dandala Nono. They go, yes, the one from my tour, and then they gave me a nakalatura an itinerary. Your father is also going on a tour. So we have 5 more tours to go, including Nakala campaign. You manage union. Taxpayers' money would be wasted for nothing again. But anyway.
It looks like my main man, Boy Fatty, is already. Good morning, amigos.
I don't know what makes him an amigo. Anyway,
No, we are the amigos, I guess. Yes,
but, yeah.
Yeah, I understand you are at, obviously the different location because of the passing of
Kes.
Yes. But somebody I know you remember him.
Really? Oh yeah, during the struggle,
Yes.
he used to play music and all that, and he just for a minute they got to Moko anywhere.
I know.
So when I saw it, I was like shocked. Wow. Because but he was very active during the struggle, definitely.
Yes, in fact, July 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very many July 4th that he performed.
Yep.
Especially in the early 2000s. You remember like Seattle and all of them used to come to Atlanta.
Yep.
Yes, it was always here, really. I mean, when I didn't really, I'm like, this face looks familiar.
Yeah.
Until you mention it, wow, definitely. Just like you too. I really haven't heard from him for a long, long time. His music or anything like that. I didn't even know maybe he gave up music and he's into something else. Brother Marong, I'm sure you've been in Seattle.
Yeah. So, his name is Kanseku Dabo.
Mm-hmm.
His dad and Lawyer Dabo, same mom and dad. So he's the younger brother of Dr. Momudu Dabo, same mom and dad.
Okay.
So been living in Seattle, for a while, as you guys said, So he passed away day before yesterday, and uh, he actually performed at my boy's naming ceremony, back in 2013. So
Yes,
he's my guy. So we came out here to pay respect to the family and extend my condolences, and we will attend the burial at 1 p.m. today in Seattle, and after that, I'm gonna head back to Seattle. So head back to Vancouver. I'm actually with Canada, so we came last night. So may Allah grant him Jannah and all those who passed away before him. So
yes, extending obviously our condolences to His Excellency, the former Vice President, and Yaya Dabo.
Yeah.
Then in fact, there is this lady Fatu Dabo. I mean,
yes, Fatu Dabo, and they're all here, and Numukunda Jr. from Kansas, so they're all here. And Sana, they're all here, so I'll be meeting them later on today.
Absolutely. Yes, it's one of those things. Extremely unfortunate. Really, extremely unfortunate. Samba.
Yes,
to our viewers, last Sunday we did say that we were going to have the former Vice President, Madam Tambajang Nyerbi, but unfortunately she wasn't able to make it, and she basically said that they were in the process of registering the party, and she's going to wait until all that is done, and then she would definitely be joining us as well. So again, we apologize. One of those things. Sometimes we did get in touch with her, and she said she was going to come. And then when we went back to her middle of the week just to reconfirm before we put the publicity out, and that's when she said that she wouldn't be able to. Again, we apologize. Pop Samba.
Yeah, Lamin Tarawale when since we got join a UMC that you started wearing caps, so.
Yeah. It is what it is. I don't think it has anything to do with that. But
no, Lamin Lohemo, he wore one, and then somebody said, "Oh, you look handsome," and then all of a sudden that's it. Now he started wearing them every time.
No, you forgot one. You forget about the handsome. You look young. That's the that's and Pop Samba, talking about young and handsome. Our lady, Juka Sise, therefore in the diaspora community best zero with this new beauty, clean beauty Juka. Everybody is talking about it. Jankani Nyepange called Juka Sise 1-800 Juka to order some of her products. Xale yangi jek suma jabar sax jël na ci ewu suba laal affaire yi ma xolaat ko ni ko yow xamewu ma la tey de ñu Juka fa jaar mané Juka nak mbiram mi mom doyna war Juka Sise. Girls and viewers, if you're really watching and you want to make sure that your wife wake up in the morning and looking beautiful, Juka is the way to go. Why not merna tuti? Parce que ñom dafa mel ni they just targeting the women. Tamit bëgg naa nag ma ewu ba ñu ne oncle Moussa yow nag alors yaa ngi xaw a changé lu xew fii nit bëgg nañuy jekk nag bëgg nañuy leer tuuti.
Moussa Dieng.
So Juka Sise, take this. Ñun tamit bëgg nañ ci the clean and beauty. Tukulor si, you're watching. Tell Juka Neko, clean and beauty for the men. We're waiting for that too. I don't know whether you guys saw it though, but again,
no, I saw the launch, and when Juka or have worked with her, when she does stuff, she does it all the way out. Just really, really want to congratulate her on that very massive, undertaking. And Definitely. It looks like it's all over the place, definitely. Yeah. And Gambians are very talented, Musa, and we do, very creative and. Congratulations. Why Musa need is not to look good. Musa we makes him look young. So that's what you should work on. So
Juka, I'm gonna send you the invoice at the end of the event. You know how we do. Brother Marong, I'm sure beautiful Jainaba is going to need one of them.
I've already, watched her launching on TikTok, and I told her we have to strike a fair balance. The brothers do need some lateral, as you said, and she said she got something for bumps. So hopefully, I told her I'm gonna reach out to her, man, because I gotta get my skin glowing. I was from the guy you tie dal waji. Salo mum si dara de Madeline dal,
parce que xam nga boo demee ba xaw a nekk mag rinkuut ci di def nii bugg naa nag lu ko maasale reminds me of you remember that soccer player Sega Saho from Senegal. Top Samba.
Yep.
One player Walidan was it real?
Walidan. I think Walidan.
Walidan. Sega. Bu nag gaay ñi nekk ci xeesal bi naan xeesal bi dafa yàq yaram fii la xari jaar mu ne alors yàq yaram de mu ne mais bu masaloo ça va très bien.
Is Ritirata, so Ritirata la lay lifin. So no, she is good, definitely.
Is. And again, I mean that's what this country is all about, especially when you see one of your own basically doing the same things that Americans are doing out of nothing. They become millionaires and billionaires all over the place. And this is the starting point. Believing in yourself, thinking outside of the box, being passionate about something, and putting out a product there and give it what it takes. When I saw the rollout, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously. Very, very impressive. Absolutely impressive. Digga. Pop Samba.
Yes, sir.
The politics of the week. All over the place. I see, yesterday you called me, you were very proud. Somehow the Supreme Court came back basically saying that the Minister of Finance violated the Constitution. No right to do it. And celebration for you, right?
Well, Musa, I remember when we did it, there were people who were like, even some asking, sir, but what is the end goal?
Yes.
And one thing that we cannot have in the country, more to have the executive when you violate the Constitution, because then you bring anarchy. And we felt we cannot, as a people, continue to allow the abrogation of the Constitution, because really happen once you do it once with a little thing, you will do it again. But the good thing, to strengthen our democracy, we have to utilize our courts.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the United States here, whether it was Plessy versus Ferguson, whether it was Brown versus Board of Education, and all these things, because they utilize the courts to at least have a proper interpretation of the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
When the minister did this, I remember talking to somebody high up in the government, and they just brushed it off, and say, well, we were negotiating with this thing. In fact, then a minister said, you know what, man, I don't even need the AG chambers to represent me. I'll go and represent myself there. And I looked at the person, I'm like, are these people serious? Because they don't even take violation of the Constitution seriously. There is a reason why laws are written. And we cannot have a country where, when the ordinary people violate the laws, they are arrested. You go and protest without a permit, you are arrested. But the government can decide, you know what, even though this is what the law says, we can, choose to look the other way. And this was the essence of why we went there. And we were very strategic. Because we could have gone for nullifying the budget, but it would have been overtaken by events. What we wanted was a proper interpretation of the Constitution so that it would serve as a deterrent going forward, where you are not going to come. When they say lay the budget in 60 days before the end of the fiscal year, that's what you're supposed to do. But don't tell me because you were negotiating with some World Bank or this thing, so that is enough for you to violate the Constitution. You are a minister, for God's sake. You have all the thing for a whole year to do that. No, don't sit until and tell me, oh, you know what, we are going to lay it late because you can negotiate. To hell with that. But I'm just glad that at least the courts, sided with us. And I hope that we'll be getting the same thing with the former AG Nakalachura.
Absolutely.
who was unconstitutionally removed, just like was with Yakumba Jaite. We have to test the courts,
Exactly.
and we'll continue to do that.
Definitely. Clearly, that again, clear indication that we do have an independent judiciary. The courts are working. There is rule of law in that country, and that's something that all of us should celebrate. Brother Marong, what's your take? It looks like it worked out.
Yeah, it did. It worked out, and the judiciary is independent, and that's what we all fought for, and that's what Gambians are looking for. So if there is anything, we should applaud the ruling and the folks, the penalties, the coach and the team who took the matter to the court. So they have to keep doing this. I mean, there was different interpretations, and when the Supreme Court ruled, I think everyone was clear what's going on. So for that, bravo and keep fighting.
Hey, another thing at the State House.
Now, before I leave, I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the lawyers who took up this matter for free. Salutal, Ablai Fati, LJ Dabo, and there were other lawyers who were behind the scenes helping, like Aziz Tambidu and all. Bensouda, sorry, Aziz Bensouda, and all these people. Litigating a case is not a cheap thing, but they did it pro bono in the interest of justice and democracy, and we are thankful. There were others who were advising, so I don't know whether they want their names out there, but just wanted to thank them very much for this, because at the end of the day, this is the only way that we can strengthen our democracy. We cannot allow the executive to be just getting away with
strengthening and consolidating our democracy. So marmone samba mona fey mona takal len ma lankar
wala dul ci takal lankar takal len ma gal yi yep ci bopam.
So bro, at the State House, the media and the executive, President Barrow was all over the place, and there was one picture there with Mustafa, and everybody was talking about the picture. What are they talking about? And boy Fati, oh boy, he wants me. He said this is supposed to be the headline today. The president media engagement at the State House with the media fraternity. Clear indication that this government is media friendly. This government is basically overseeing freedom of the press. And of course, engagement like what we saw at the State House is something that we should encourage. Now, of course, there are some other people who have a different take. I read this morning, Mahdi was all over the place. That whole thing, I guess Mahdi is against it. But Sama, where you at with all that?
It's all good. Definitely, there is nothing wrong with the president having a sit-down, dinner with the press, especially given our recent history. How press freedom had been stifled in that country, where journalists were seen as the enemy. But I would have loved it more if the president, yes, have your dinner, but at least at the end of the year, have a press conference with the press corps, where they can, don't just pick and choose which medium you want to interview with. But it would have been nice to have the president, declare, okay, on the 30th of December, I'm going to sit with the media. You come and ask your questions and I would answer it. Even if I'm going to sit with my cabinet to make sure they answer it, maybe that would be the thing. But if there is one thing that is missing, is the president according interviews to the media. Of course, there are mediums that he chooses. CDCC, who is the administrative secretary of the NPP, interviews you at GRTS, or you go to Star TV, which we know is a very friendly media house to Barrow. It's not. I think something must happen to make it work. Jawara used to have periodic press conferences with the media. And I think this can be encouraged. Now, to me, it's a good thing, but I think they can do. And let's not get all carried away. This is the same government that went after Voice newspaper because they published something that they did not like. So they also have their problems. So we don't necessarily have very friendly media situation, environment in the Gambia. Of course, it's a billion times better than what Jammeh used to have. But of course, if you follow Jammeh, anything that you do may look very good. But I think it's a good start. But let him at least start having according interviews to the media houses without
choosing a good start with an asterisk. With Pasambajau, you will never be able to. So, Boy Fatty, you heard what your guy is saying. He said a good start, but you have to take it further. Create press conferences at the end of the year. Talk to supposedly media houses that are not seem to be media friendly. Brother Marong, what's your take though? The independent-minded Marong.
Well, it's a good start, and I must congratulate the president for hosting such an event. But just one event, I'm not gonna go on and limb to say, oh, we have a media friendly and all that, because regularly you have a particular minister who goes on the media on Tuesdays and go to anything that people write critical of the government. He just make it a point of duty and just go after them. So I think if it has to be across the board. I think the president engaging folks even at that event and knowing that they were very, very critical, was a turning point. But I think, as I said, there is always room for improvement, and I hope this continues. People continue engaging and having this dialogue. But yeah, it was great. A great seeing my little nephew there, Mr. Aliu Cisse, representing the Gambia Student Union as well. So that
Press
was
Union.
Yeah.
Gambia Press Union.
Yeah, Gambia Press Union. Yes. Yeah.
Gambia Press Union. I mean, like you guys are saying, and for me, the optics are very good. Not only for Barrow politically. Whatever a president does, there's going to be political undertones. You can't really separate him from the politics of it. But now we're sitting, juxtapose what we saw to where we came from. I mean, you're talking about during the time of Jammeh. I remember Jammeh actually did start this. This was Fatou Camara that launched, an invite.
It was already dinner, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
This was during the time of Jammeh. Mm-hmm. And we all knew how that ended. It didn't really end very well. They did it once. And after that, I think Jammeh came out and there were a lot of things he didn't like, whatever the media said at that time. I can't remember the details.
It was Sam Sarr. Because Sam did not address him as His Excellency. So he was mad.
Exactly. And he got very mad. And the intolerance came out. The dictatorial tendencies came out. I mean, here we have a new situation where there is absolutely no doubt there is freedom of the press in the Gambia. Seriously. I think now there is always room for improvement. All you have to do is look to our neighbors, Senegal, where journalists are being arrested. Badara Gajera, Abdounger, you name it. You say something that they don't like, they find a way of putting you away 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months before you get released. So what we have in the Gambia, I think we need to celebrate it. There is press freedom. Now, for the president to take it further and engage media houses, whatever his motivation is, let's even say Kini is up to no good. He's trying to milk the politics out of it. When everything is said and done, I think it's good for our politics. I think it consolidates supposedly the fourth estate and the government, they're always at loggerheads. For them to sit down and then smile and then talk, I don't think just that thing alone would make Mustafa to change his investigation. If there is something that is, maybe right now he's working on something. So there's nothing the president can do or a meeting of that sort that will slow some of these guys. So I think it's good for our country. If you look at our tradition, whether you're talking about a Mandinka community, a Fuller community, or Olof community, they talk about sitting at the Bantaba, the Mandinka village. In the Olof community, they're talking about new dem ci dattigi, fi ñun ñep nek, and then new waxtane. I think it's important. So just that and that alone, I think it should be encouraged. And yes, the president should be having press conferences, but that doesn't take away that there is press freedom in the country. That doesn't take away that something like this should be encouraged. Now, obviously, you mentioned Dr. Cisse. He's always out there, whether you're talking about the Mansakunda.
I did not mention Dr. Cisse. there's a particular minister. I want to be later, right? You know,
you're not known for lam lame.
All I'm just saying, I mentioned there's a particular minister.
On Tuesday, he goes to cover time. So that has to be him. But again, they're always out there in defending their positions. Most of the time, I absolutely disagree. And there's a lot of spinning. And there's sometimes a lot of manufacturing. And then, to be very to be charitable, I don't want to use the L word, but overtly spinning issues. But again, our country is at no doubt a better place. And I want to say congratulations to the president for what he's doing. I think it's good for our politics. And that's just my take.
No, that's your take. That's everyone's take. Just to kind of buttress. We said there is always room for improvement. But I think Coach and I both agree that there's improvement. But one thing that you said that kind of, you know, like I think his engagement with Mustafa, that's not going to slow. I really don't think the president should even go there, because I think what Mustafa is doing is basically, you know, argumenting what, you know, his government keeps saying, we're fighting corruption, we're doing this. I mean, coming out with those reports, I think if I was, I would encourage Mustafa. I mean, I would partner up, because what it does is it strengthens whatever they are trying to do, and Mustafa is doing the legwork, and basically he has unraveled a lot of information, and which, because of his reporting on ex-president's assets, that creates this national dialogue, which ultimately forced the government to pass a law in parliament and set up a commission of inquiry headed by the NAMS. I mean, the report is still due, but that was not it. The petroleum saga, all these things. So I think if anywhere, I would not encourage him to slow down at all.
Don't worry, that guy.
I would, and I know Mustafa ain't gonna do that, but that's just the fact. I mean, I think government should appreciate it. When I hear this, they're critical, because I heard Moses say this on iAfrica, you know. But what is the media reporting per se that you think somehow is diminishing the country's good image in the outside world? I mean, so far, I mean, they will say this, you know, but they will not, you know, for example, article one or give an example of a particular situation whereby they say, oh, the media reported this situation, it's bad for the country's image, but we found out that was not true. And I really, I'm yet to hear how they could kind of, you know, counter those arguments. I haven't heard such a thing, and maybe you guys heard, or, you know, I'm missing something. But it's always these accusations out there. Oh, the media, but anywhere, you know, democracy, the rule of law, you know, people's right and the media freedom, they are always not in line. They will always have conflict. So it's the government's job to ensure that you strike a fair balance within all these sectors. So I think that is my take on that, and hopefully Mustafa is not going to slow down, because I know he's a good bad guy.
Let me this Babukar Wat, you know, there are PASTEF sympathizers on this platform. Whenever you make correlations about what is happening in Senegal, they go on the offensive. Look, Babukar, the reality is this: when PASTEF was in the opposition, whether it was Pap Alinya or any of those people that were arrested, I mean, PASTEF was known for basically going after the Maki government because of those kind of things. They see it as an overreach, and that's the honest to God truth. What PASTEF is doing is totally, if Barrow were to do that, Gambians will be up in arms. We're talking about working into a media house where an interview is taking place. You decided to shut down the interview and arrest the person doing it. You only see that in governments that are pretty much extractive, if you want to call them that. Really? No, Degabi. Let's call it for what it is. What is happening in Senegal? Badara Gajaga, you said he's not a journalist. Badara Gajaga is just like us. We are not journalists, but there are a lot of Gambians that are not. He has a show. He does analysis. He's very critical of the government. He was arrested for nothing. You're saying that because of the law, insulting. Insulting what? I mean, are you kidding me? Look, come on. Let's not sanitize what is happening in Senegal. But the only reason why I am bringing this to give you an example that we will not be celebrating if something like that was kind of, I mean, just to go in there and start arresting people, taking them to mile 2 for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months before you even bring them to court and then you later release them. Come on. Bro, you guys can defend it all you want, but the reality is, to me, I am definitely disappointed with the Pastef government with that kind of approach of arresting people just like that. That's not what they were known for, brother Pap Sambajao.
Well, you're changing the subject though. We're still on Gambia. We want to talk about
no, because I'm responding to.
I don't want us to go tie into past.
No, I'm responding to a comment. Go ahead.
I have no comments about
here is the thing. Like I said, is it a good thing to see government interacting with the media? Great. But let's not jump here to where we make it sound like everything is just hunky-dory. Pamodu Bojang was arrested because of something that he supposedly said. His media house was shut down with other media houses because of supposedly what they reported. Voice newspaper was gone after because of supposedly what they said. Madi Jobate was arrested because of supposedly what he said. Ismail Assise, now that is one who cannot see Barrow. Barrow is no more clueless, and this thing is the greatest guy since sliced bread and all that stuff. People who have now forgotten everything that they preach about was arrested because of something. So that doesn't mean that there is not an improvement.
Of course.
But what I don't want, especially people like Boy Fatty, let's just talk about what congratulate them and deal with. No. You know what why I don't like congratulating governments? It's just like with the crazy Trump that we have here. Maybe sometimes he may do something right.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, my responsibility is I am paying you to do a job. And the job is to make sure, because it's not a voluntary job. You are not doing you are not doing favors for me. You are entrusted with a responsibility guided by a document called the Constitution that you must follow to the letter. That's why we pay you this much money, just like the past Binlajo State House with these cars and all that stuff. So my expectation is to do that job to the very minimum, actual maximum. In fact, we don't take minimum. Because these people, if you look at it again, the bargain that we have with them, the government, President Barrow and his cabinet, settle what?
No, be like.
You're young Pastef, and I'm not worried about Pastef. I'm worried about Gambia. We have a contract with them. One thing that one end of the bargain that Gambians have always kept is that their salaries are never late. We pretty much treat them more comfortable than they are supposed to be. So do your job and don't come because you meet with few journalists and always should just be clapping for you. No, touch your offense.
No, man, I cannot disagree on that statement.
I expect that.
I think it's not just a question of meeting with few journalists. I mean, let's call this spade. You know, golo loko bany buko atel ne man na yek. Li xew be xew moy ne he is overseeing, juxtaposed where we came from. You're overseeing a country that you could say there is freedom of the press. Yes, everything that you mentioned, whether it was calling Madi Jobate for questioning, whether Ibrahim Adiba for questioning, whether Pamodu Bojang, clearly there is absolutely no doubt these things did happen. But I'm saying if you look at the overall atmosphere in the Gambia, that climate, there is freedom of the press. Yes, there is. No one can take that away from it. So you have that, he's overseeing that, and then you see reaching out to the Fourth Estate and said, let's sit down, let's hear from you, let's tell you our position. I think that should not only be celebrated, it should be encouraged. Yes, we're paying them to do a job, but we've been paying Jammeh to do that job, and he created the climate of fear, and he created killing us. And
what did he do?
And he created, Mama Daniel, I'm just saying,
no.
That is where I am looking at it, where we came from. You juxtapose it from where we are now.
Were you expecting anything less?
There is no freedom of the press. Nothing like that. And then they just they just come up with this. Then invite the press for dinner. I'll be sitting here saying, okay, what the hell? You know? I mean, you're stifling the press. You're not making anything of that sort. And now all of a sudden, you want us to sit down and say, kumbaya? People would question it. But no, that's not where we are. And again, I don't want to be seen as holding briefs for the government.
Oh no, you're doing that. You're doing that very well.
No, I'm not.
Dr. Cisse doesn't even have to speak on Tuesday. You're doing a much better job for him than he would ever do.
And Coach Father Moses selective amnesia when it comes to past stuff. That's why I didn't want to draw into detail, because I mean, you cannot compare the current government with what Maki did in the past. That is a fact. It's hands down nothing. I mean, it's not even comparable. But
I didn't know about that. I'll push.
No, you know, he's a Maki psychopath.
Yeah. You know, I mean, he goes in there and say, I don't want to be sound like I'm holding a breath. No, you are. You sound like holding a breath. You know, I know that's your disclaimer. But here's the thing, though. You mentioned, he said, in regards to the president, the current government, you said, you know, there is definitely improvement in terms of the media. But is there something that you can reference? How do you measure that? I mean, you reference the Paco came back and referenced all the incidents that happened, including Pamuru, and
I even did mention
you know this particular platform. You've been trying to get some of the high ministers to come here. They don't want to come over here because they think that we are critical of the president and all that. So I guess my question is, how do you measure? You mentioned that he gets interviewed by CDCC and some other platform who they think, in their own interpretation, is fair to the government. Others are biased against the government. And how do you measure that? How do we such a delicate balance? Because that is two out of many media houses. I mean, how do you measure that? Somehow that is a very a drastic improvement in the media world. How do you balance that?
Is that directed to Pap Samba, I guess?
I think
it's directed to you.
You are Dr. Cisse. Go ahead, Dr.
No, I mean,
here's the thing, Musa. Let me just help you here, Musa. No, okay. Let's be very clear about this thing. We were like, you know what happened is good, but that's it. Nobody is saying that it's good. Let's just forget. So, but what I want us to remember, especially some of these Barrow sycophants, young boy fatty, just because of you have that nice dinner with the media does not mean that everything is hunky-dory. And you know what? The worst thing that nobody expected, the Gambia the media atmosphere in the Gambia would be worse than what it was under Jammeh. Jammeh took it to where it was like at the height of Nakaratura from one of them. Of course, there are improvements. People have said that. But also, that's not also without also a pushback from the people to make sure that their rights would be respected every step of the way. That's what I'm saying. Now, dinner, great. But does that mean that everything is like 100%? No, not to me. And I don't believe in going ahead and congratulating people because they have a dinner. Good for them.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that everything is 100%. That's why come December 2026, I want to see a change of leadership, somebody that will take it to the next level. That's where I'm at. But I'm not one of those folks that will sit here and if something is going right, I'm like, oh no, everything is going wrong. No, that's not how I am. That's not how I'm wired. What I believe is, come December 5th, 2026, if I were to walk into a polling booth, I will not be voting for Adama Barrow for president to be re-elected.
Why?
Basically, because I think time is up for a new leadership, take the country to the next level, to at least ultimately achieve what I would consider being the major aspiration we had going all the way back to 2016. That's where I'm at. There's no ifs or buts about it. But again, as far as this issue is concerned, and the issue of whether we have freedom of the press in the Gambia, I said categorically, I think we do. I think we do have freedom of the press. There can never be 100%. The United States of America, we all know, supposedly the bastion of democracy. You can tell me where
I think someone would be crazy to use the current United States of America as the barometer to measure freedom of press around the world. It's not. So
you know what, Sarian, I was telling my friends that all you Gambian Americans have nothing to say to President Barrow, because President Barrow is a billion times more decent than your president here. I know Boy Father would be surprised. I'm serious. I would take President Barrow 1 billion times over this fool that we have here as president. Because at least President Barrow would not be calling people. You could ask me a question about the Epstein's file. That was a nasty question. You are a nasty question. The way you asked that question, asking somebody who is a much respected person.
No, he says, he went after that lady and said, "That's a very stupid question."
Everything you say is just a nasty question.
You are low energy, overrating. I am the president of the United States. Don't talk to me like that.
No, not only that, he's suing some of these media houses.
We're not crazy. We know what happened on the Jammeh, and we're not trying to compare Barrow with Jammeh, but at least we want things, still now going after people, even though you cannot arrest them. We want an improvement. That is for sure. And Musa, you're not being fair, because today we give credit where it's due. When I hear criticizing Barrow, we said there is always room for improvement.
Did I say that? You guys are having your own way of explaining it.
No, I'm not. You said you know what? No, you say you are one of the. You're not coming here and say when things. No, we give credit where it's due, and he's our president.
Smagai Pastefi, what is happening in Senegal is not them. It's like the law, the rule of the law. Bro, in every dictatorship, that's what they do say. It has nothing to do with the executive. It's about the law bila. If you're going to hide behind bad laws, are you serious?
At least we can agree on something. Don't you think this would be really, really at a certain level if the president stand out there and say, you know what, I think today I will stand up and, for 30 minutes, I would like to engage the media and take questions and answers, But
absolutely.
It would have been more interactive,
Oh, absolutely. But look, even presidents that are not very good when it comes to their...
At least Trump, you give it all you want. Hold on, my president. Hold on. At least Trump. With all what you said, he takes questions.
That's where I was going to go. That's where I was going to go. That having democratic credentials, Trump is going to have press conferences in a fight, and all he does is insult people. I mean, what good is that?
But Musa is different. Barrow is not going to insult anybody.
No, Barrow is not.
What I'm saying is that, I would rather let them have their dinner. But I think at least once every year, even if you cannot do to more than once, you say, you know what, we are inviting the press corps, the State House press corps, to a press conference with the president. You sit down, you talk about your policies, you talk about your programs, they ask you questions. So that's what I'm saying.
You see, for me, this is where I think that's why I need a change of leadership. Somebody who is able to do think like that. I'm serious. I don't think Barrow is that kind of a leader. I just don't think. Really.
Well, you think he's not able?
I don't think he has what it takes to face the media.
So let me ask you.
Let me come.
Na lerde.
I don't think.
Na lerde, because you are lambing. Where are you going? What is take? What is that?
listen to what I said. I don't think he has the capacity to sit in front of media, answer questions, policy questions, issues that are controversial, and give it and very honest to scrutinize his policies. I don't think he's good at stuff like that. Seriously.
Why? What makes you think that he cannot answer those questions, Musa?
I'm sorry?
What do you mean? What do you mean that he doesn't have the capacity to sit down?
Because he doesn't. Because he doesn't. Because I see him in action. I see him trying to explain stuff. Understand what I mean? That is why he goes to media houses like, let's say, for instance, CDC, and asking him about his upbringing, his orientation in Mankunda, and those kind of things. Aliou Cisse, he had an interview. Aliou Cisse is a real journalist with tough questions. But again, I don't think he has what it takes to engage in settings like that. I'm just
Musa, I think I would disagree with you slightly on this one. I think the application, training, and of course, taking on he's been the president for 8 good years. He has advisors, he has people, but how many advisors does he have in different areas? And I think the sit down moment, preparation and going through the motion and all that, he's not doing that. But I think so what is there? He's human. He can do it. I think he needs to seriously consider having a serious team and the team. But I don't know behind the scene how much preparation goes behind the scene before he appear on the media, before the media. But I don't think he can do it in local language. Barrow is very fluent.
It's not even a language issue. Madi is saying it's not that. It has something to do with being a commitment to democracy. I don't think Madi is about commitment to democracy or openness. His folks are going out there, controversial issues, and putting up a defense. You know what I mean? Whether it's indicator going out there and basically defending policy issues. Like, I do not expect President Barrow to be an expert on all these different intricacies and issues. No, come on, that would not be fair to him. He's not an economist, so I don't expect him to be a policy wonk. People don't expect that, but this is what I believe. And we've all seen President Barrow for the past 9 years. We have gotten to know the man, what he's comfortable with and what he's not comfortable with. When he's on that platform, that rally, talking to the average people on a political platform, he's very good at that. He's actually the best in the business. Seriously, he's absolutely.
Musa, I would press on this. I think the application and also the advisors, and if they are sitting down watching this program, they need to be more serious in preparing the president. I really think so. He has people. He's running a whole government. He's running a whole government for 8 years, Musa. It can't be that complicated. He's a human being. So I think he needs to be more prepared. No. I'm telling you what and this is the belief I hold. The fact that just saying that the president, he doesn't. What is that naturally? What does that? We all go to school. We started from where we have zero background, but the daily application, the motivation and the drive, and taking leadership. That it checks all the boxes. Daily application, self-study. People who've been around Jammeh, they said, hey, when he first came in, he couldn't do well, but daily he does self-study. He writes his own speeches and all. You learn daily on your task, and I think the president needs to be serious about it, and the team behind it needs to prepare him more. But he can sit down and explain this economy stuff, like rice, for example. When he came in, what is driving that? What is the problem? Exporting. I think Barrow can explain those in plain local languages. He's not incapable of doing it.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's not doing this? He's not having a press conference. Why?
Well, that's the fundamental. I think you can answer your question. What I'm trying to say.
Manila, I've answered my question. Manila, this is not his comfort zone. So people are different. This is not his comfort zone. I don't think he has that. I hate using the word capacity or using the word lack of intellectual curiosity. I hate using those words because they can be seen as very derogatory. But this is not his comfort zone. Understand what I mean? Nitki is not, he's not like that. There are other leaders that I would like to see to become president because I think they have what it takes to do that. You see, Barrow clearly, I mean, no one is going to sit here and say it for the last 9 years, he hasn't have an impact in the country, whether it's in terms of the economy, what he has done. There is an argument that can be made as far as his government is concerned. And I've seen some of his cabinet ministers making those arguments. Is Barrow that comfortable doing that? I mean, he tries. Remember, you said his advisors. You know, I'm sure there was somebody who told him that when it comes to these audit reports, these are just mere opinions. I know that there was a way that they said it in terms of opinions. You know what I mean? But I don't think he really grasped what the advisor was saying. So when he went out there, he said it in such a way, Bohamne, it came across, you know, these are just opinion. It doesn't matter. Someone just form an opinion. You see, that's what happens when you listen to advisors and they just rattle words and phrases, and then just you hang your hat on it. And when you're in an interview, you just say them, and not really knowing what you're saying.
Yeah, Musa. Again, I'll press this on. Just saying, some advisor told him that. Again, I think
Trump is doing that.
We always complain about where our country is going, but fundamentally, if you have a president, you are advising the president. That's why it's very critical as the president. If you're selecting a team, don't just select people who you think, if you tell them to jump, they say, how high should I jump? I think it should be based on integrity and also, hey, Mr. President, this is serious. Let's handle this matter with utmost seriousness. This is where the country is. And I really think the man is not getting those advices. I think there are people.
I absolutely disagree.
I think there are people next to him or who are in his close circles who just care about their pockets. And that's just the truth. It cannot be that complicated at all. But no. Mr. President, yes, it's an opinion of the people. But it also, it underscores certain things. Like, okay, it's an opinion, but there's an investigative journalist who's been reporting on certain issues, and he forced because there was an outrage, you know, from the citizens that forced the government's hands to set up a commission of inquiry, and you kind of look at that and analyze it and say, well, this is where we are. But if you have people who just wants to tell you, oh, Mr. President, even though you know that in the fact that people don't like him and people are against his policy, but because you care too much about your pocket, you don't. I think this is where our country is. The president has team. He should have a dedicated team, professionals who has the most. Say it again.
No, I think you're living in La La Land.
No, I'm not living in. You know, here's the thing. You keep saying this about. I think where if you keep saying UMC, I'm a dedicated member of UMC. I wanted to do things differently. I think with that, I think we cannot continue to say we need to do politics as usual. That encompasses the makeup of the government, the people who are out there occupying these offices, who are the advisors of the president. Because if you put someone as a youth advisor, that person has not done anything in his life. He hasn't done a damn thing on his own. And somehow you think that's going to advise the president how to tackle the issues facing the youths in that country?
Yeah.
Please give me a break.
I agree with you. He has some terrible political advisors, no doubt about that. That they will not tell him anything without. Yes, you're absolutely right about that. But again, all I'm saying is this: blaming advisors is not going to cut it. Really, the president knows exactly. He's a politician. I mean, he wants to win votes, and I would like to believe he wants to make a difference. And all I'm saying is this: the press conferences that you're talking about, Madi is highlighting, Donald Trump. Even look at Trump, what he's doing right now. And Madi is right about that. That whole, White House briefing bubble, that Trump is now controlling it. Who should be in it and who is not. And we see that happening even at the Pentagon as well. restricting. I mean, it's a completely different government that we're dealing with in the United States. As far as Barrow is concerned, I believe that it has a lot to do with what he's comfortable with. I would love to see him every month to go out there, stand in front of the mic, and answer some of these controversial questions about the. When that whole thing came about Mamadou Cissé and the accusation directed at him before it even went to the courts, he could have come out and said, "Look, I never told this guy that blah blah blah."
He cannot say that because he did.
Because he did. So look, bottom line is, all I'm saying is that's not his comfort zone. But that's
here's the question I have for you, Musa. Don't you think his inner circle, bunch of advisors that he has, no one has the backbone or the integrity or the experience to say, Mr. President, he's an auditor general for all God's sake. There is control. He mentioned, with all due respect to CD Keter, the man mentioned CD Keter, right? A guy who had a lot of experience. And I'm not saying it's true or not. But what I'm trying to say is at least someone should be for the country and say, hey, look, I think you're crossing a gray line here, calling this man, telling him that, oh, don't publish this audit report because it's not gonna be favorable to me. No, hold on a second. Hold on. Huh?
I think Lulu. They are not going to say that.
Oh, Musa, I think where my frustration is, you laugh about these things, you want change, but it's the engine. It's a whole engine, and it has different parts that move the whole engine. So if you're not sanitizing and changing the spark plugs, the oil and all that, the engine is going to go bad. And I think it's just not saying who is loyal to me. It's rather who is competent. Even the fifth hour, who's going to stand up and speak true to power. And I think that's why and I'm telling you right now, 2026, this business as usual, recycling people and all. You know what that tells me? Again, if you're in the government, anyone who comes out to you and realign with you, you're going to take them. You're not going to push them about. And that's bad. That's very, very bad. And we need to change. Yeah. We need to start recruiting people who are competent. Not someone who's just like, oh, I care deeply about my pocket. This Mamadou Cissé, what the revelation that he's got, I'm not saying it's true or not, but it's very, very troubling if that happens, Musa. The president inviting him and saying that. What is that audit report about? Does he care?
I believe Mamadou Cissé, everything that he said.
Here's the thing, Sarian.
I believe him.
You see, integrity is very, very important. And especially in governance. If you are a man of integrity, you'll always tell the truth, irrespective of the consequences. But there is something that has consistently been our problem in our governance system: is we have people who are more in love with the positions that they hold than they are with doing the job that they do. And that's the problem that we have. The president is not au fait with the Constitution. This is why he has a whole department whose responsibility it is to give him constitutional advice. He went here and fired Yakumba Jaite unconstitutionally. When he was told, he believed, oh, I could do it. They got that embarrassment. But that was not enough. So they went around and do this whole thing again, because you're listening to people like the Modsises or whatever, these people, now holding a ministerial position is the greatest thing that has ever happened to their lives. They would not want to do anything to offend the president. And do you even see my boy from Nekani, Dr. Cissé, the emphasis with His Excellency? He will never forget that. His Excellency Adama Barrow. His Excellency. I'm like, please, we know he is your Excellency or whatever. But the emphasis is like it has gone to an extent where this whole position have gotten over their head, where they cannot see anything but let me please the guy so that I will continue to hold my position. And when they do that, they're not only doing a disservice to Barrow, they are doing a disservice to the country.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Because the image of Cissé being removed from office does not look good for Gambia.
No.
And there's the thing. They need to rethink. The reason why they were appointed according to the Constitution is to be the advisors to the president. And when we say advice, it's not what nit ki lu ko neex. you tell him what is the truth. And that's how it would our country is going to be governed. But if you surround yourself with psychophants like Nyom Nakala Boybo Wutura, the guy, the minister of, what's his name? Minister of Agriculture.
That's Demba Sabali.
Demba Sabali, and you have people like Mai Fati Fumneka. He cannot even realize what he used to say and what he's saying now. And you also have your friend Mos, small boy, Dr. Sise, going to the extent of saying, well, you know what?
I think the bottom line is, Coach, I'm with you, and Musa. To be fair to you, I think your heart is in the right place. But I think here is the thing: if we want something different, we have to come up with a solid formula. And I'm telling you, anyone, what I see in Gambia is there's a troubling pattern. Anyone who stand up to do the right thing, political expediency gets into the way. We've seen the case of Social Security guy, Manjang, Modu Sise. He's dedicated to it. Oh, no. This is not favorable. So are we going to continue on that trajectory until doomsday? I don't think so. And I think the people, the caliber of folks who are next to the president, who has the presidency, yes. And the president, sooner or later, he needs to realize this. We cannot continue to have our country at ransom, basically at the expense of few individuals. I mean, who are just thinking about their pocket, political grandizement, and it just cannot continue like that. So I think the fundamental key here is, yes, he needs to be serious, but also the people around them. You got people, Musa, who have a lot of experience in the outside, but how come they are not making strides? We hear these issues upon issues. You sit down there, you tell us, oh, this government is very serious in fighting corruption. Okay, definitely, yeah, they are very, very serious about fighting corruption. How do you measure that? What is there to rely on? I mean, there is absolutely nothing. And I think the president just needs to realize that leadership is not just the continuity of the current status quo. He needs to make changes. He needs to invite people who have divergent views, like Mustafa. I think Mustafa has a lot to offer. I don't know what their conversation is all about that day, but I think he would have said something to the president to the effect that, Mr. President, we all love this country, and we all do. We sit here every Sunday, we yappy for 3 hours. It's not just that we wanted to take every swipe at the president. No, we don't. But we want him to be a better leader. That's just what fun. You look at Senegal last week. They are trying to assemble some heavy equipment in terms of defense posture. So that is great, because basically what they're gonna do, that factory ultimately they're gonna end up selling. They're gonna end up selling those equipment to the entire sub-region. That's good. It creates jobs. That's the kind of thing.
I absolutely agree. Is he surrounded with people that will reaffirm? Look, how many politics nakala? We are all in this together. New Boka Club. We will do whatever it takes to defend our position. So we're gonna go out there unanimously to defend the president and defend ourselves. It's all about that. That's what it really comes down to. So this idea is somehow. Now, does he have people, like you said, political advisors, youth advisors, all of these guys are only driven by self? The moment Barrow is out of there, that's it.
Not only the political advisors, some ministers too. Down the permanency.
I'm coming. There are some ministers too, the same thing. Day in, day out. They're hanging their hats on this presidency. If he's gone, they are gone. So they will go out there to defend the indefensible. I absolutely agree to that. Look, no boka the same club. It is what it is. So man, I don't think we have some serious disagreement. I do not support. I do. When my fatty goes out there, we all know my fatty, things that he has said before when he was outside and what he's saying now. Totally different. You talk to Dr. Sise, what he's saying not too long ago and what he's saying now, totally different. He's supposedly a leader of an opposition party, Citizen Alliance. He's dancing to a totally different tune. So, I mean, look, we're not stupid. All I'm saying is this. And then that's kind of, this is more of a cultural thing. This is like a Gambian thing. Seriously, we have that problem. We seriously do. And,
you cannot,
and that is why
you cannot deny that.
And that is why, let's say, I'm just going to give you an example. It comes down to leadership. Bilawal Kitabi. Honest to God. Now, there is no leader. Even if I were to become president today, I'm going to surround myself with people, like-minded people. Now, obviously, I don't want to surround myself with stooges, but people that kind of loyal to me and believe in me. Yes, it'll be nice for them to tell me the truth, the ultimate truth, and what we stand for, and the reason why we even came to office. Let me take Halifa Saleh, for instance. If Halifa Saleh were to become president, you think you would seriously doubt whether he would have press conferences every day? He would. That would be his comfort zone, because he would want to defend the very policies and principles that he stands for. Talib Ahmed Bensouda, UNC, if he were to become president, I can guarantee you, you don't have to talk him into having a town hall and talking to the media every week. Alhaji Ousainou Darboe, the same thing. There are leaders that I believe they will be able to, that would be their comfort zone. You know what I mean? Now, so all I'm saying is, this is not Barrow's comfort zone. There are things that he's comfortable with. There are things that he's not comfortable with. The lolu moy digga. You can blame it on the advisors, because they haven't given him all these. Leave my nephew alone. Dr. Cisse is one of the best information ministers.
What did he say? When Mofidor ten naka manifesto and all that.
I'm gonna bobu. That is just, I don't know why doctor sometimes he just comes out and say these things. That somehow Citizen Alliance, start this 10-point. What did he call it?
Manifesto. Yeah, they were the ones who there was a word he used. When I listened to it, I was so sad. I'm like, is this man well?
So this idea na ñom ñoko door li du yefi door. I mean, bro, even the First Republic, they used to have policy prescriptions, what Jawara intends to do. Really? I mean,
and guess what? The PPP had a 1960 Independence Manifesto.
Yes, so this idea
manifesto is not new in Gambian politics. And this 10-point agenda thing, I'm going to learn more funny, Cecily. When I listen to my friend, my mind reverted back to when Halifa went to Gis.
Yeah.
And Doctor was talking about how he knows Doi, because they're a party that focuses on policy. The party that talk about manifestos. I'm like, now all of a sudden you from your party, whose programs you guys have put aside and put away, you don't even discuss that because it's not important anymore. And then you just want to jump and say, you know what, we were the ones. You fi door politics at 10 point. 1992 elections. Do I had this? Guess who was using it? NCP after Momla Gailun used to go campaign.
Yeah.
Chansa 1992, I don't know where Doctor was or what he was doing. Maybe he was in Sweden or Scotland or somewhere else. So to me, it's like, you know what? Yes, I am famous. Manfuma de Male organize it. Say all that. But you don't have to overcompensate or all this self-serving thing that people can come and verify and say, you know what, that's not true. People have been writing manifestos. The first manifesto that Doi wrote was about 132-page manifesto. I still remember that. Bus will remember that. So NCP, and let's also remember one thing that Doctor needs to understand. Remember, for the 1997 Constitution, for you to stand as a presidential candidate,
you have to have
one of the requirements is you have to submit a manifesto.
Manifesto is the more
manifesto have been written all over the place, so don't jump and just try to make it as if sometimes I listen to my friend Mani Digga. I think Doctor has just lost.
It doesn't
even make sense.
Whether you have a manifesto, whether you have 29-point agenda, it doesn't mean a damn thing. Seriously, it's really gonna come down to, does your values and your beliefs even reflect that? Putting it down on paper doesn't mean a thing. Really. To tell me the NPP doesn't even have a manifesto. Are you kidding me? Manifesto is not a problem. Manifesto, Morgana Yomba. Especially in this day and age of AI, you just go out there and start one line. Manifesto, I mean, that's not where the problem is. I think we're gonna come. It comes down to this. As a people, as Gambians, we have to look at where do we want to go as a country. What kind of a leader do we seriously want? If we are not able to answer that question, bulen fi tankal nini, bulen ñu sonal. Because when everything is said and done, it was us that walked in 2021. 53% of us, of the electorate, neko Adama Barrow, yo ya ñu doy, ya fi touch. Really? Whatever our motivation was to make the decision, ñun ñoko def. Here we have another opportunity come 2026. What kind of a decision are we going to make? Fala affaire bi neka? Moy yep. But anyone coffee def as leaders, they're going to bring their own team. People that believe in him. I mean, we even see it in our politics. Even opposition, bisa, really, they will never do criticize their leader or their party or even raise questions. They are absolutely obvious. They will come and defend it. If they're doing it as an opposition, what makes you think they will not do it when they become government? They will do the same damn thing. They will. The Lolu Moy Dega.
I think I wanted to add a caveat to that. 2025, we've seen young folks coming out and saying, we disagree with the direction of the party. Give that credit where it's due. And that conversation is going on. And that's just the truth. No, it's not. Here's the thing. These are not isolated incidents. You are part of that. You just mentioned, why do you think UMC came into power? No, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me ask you, how do you think UMC came into existence?
No.
I'm letting you know that you give credit. No, hold on. You give credit where it's due. That's just your words here, all right? You just cannot come in and take a swipe and say, oh, everybody now. People are speaking up.
The money. Look at the opposition too. This is not directed at one party.
You can say that. It's okay. That's the truth. That's true.
Yeah, I mean so.
But I'm reminding you to give credit. No. I'm telling you, lambing nonsense. I don't lambing. I'm not scared. I'm not nothing. What I'm trying to say is, if you gotta give credit where it's due, people are here standing up and speaking out, and because they disagree, and that's what democracy is about.
The culture itself. It's not only in government, but if change is going to happen, we have to practice it when we're even out of government. And any of these parties, it's not only UDP, even in UMC, they should to take hit. There has to be disagreements.
Alaji Sone, we all remember what happened to Coach when he was critical of Doi. What happened to me when I was critical of Doi? Alaji, can you please enlighten me?
Mune, you were fired from Doi, I guess.
First off, I think that's the lie that has been said and repeated so many times. My problem was not with Doi. My problem was with Halifa about that protest. It had nothing to do with Doi. And I remained a member of Doi until at some time Buma decided to take a back seat, which was about 2 years later. Because I believe in a partisanship today, at that time, was not the way to go. I still have that letter that I wrote to them. So I don't know what people say. People just come up with all these things sometimes. And they've been saying it. They've all this thing. Nobody has ever fired me from anywhere. In fact, nobody has a power or the right to fire anybody from the party.
So by party, I'm jealous because Dr. Cisse is smart and he's very handsome and he's very loving.
So I know that has been repeated so many times, but I just wanted to make that. Nobody has the powers or the right to fire anybody from that party. Go and read the Constitution itself.
So, I'm talking about Doi and firing. There was supposedly, was it on the Standard?
Yes.
Talking about some people were going to demonstrate, manifest to urge Khalifa Saleh to either renege on his statement of that he is not going to run again. I'm not sure here. This is where it gets a little bit confusing. Was it for him not to run again, or was it for him to come and put together a coalition so that we can send Barrow packing? I'm not sure exactly what the, can you kind of
Well,
what the
Musa,
statement is, and what is your take on it?
well, it's an other foolish move. I see people saying that they are going to hold, a protest to urge Khalifa to reconsider his decision not to seek for political office. And me, have been very clear. Man, I am not going to support any man. I don't even believe in this notion that we have saviors. Without this person, nothing is going to happen. I think that is the reason why Africa continues to be backward. Khalifa Saleh has been in Gambian politics now for a very long time. He started when he was very young. He came back in 1977 when he was just about 26 years old from the United States. Was in the public space, fighting for people, from social welfare to the establishment of DOI to now. There is nothing that anybody can say that Khalifa has not done for Gambia. And during that period, nobody has ever come out and said he has ever abused office, abused an individual, or at least took a penny that belonged to the Gambian people. In fact, if one thing you can say is he has rejected anything that was accorded to him as a privilege. He went to the polls as a presidential candidate for NAT for the first time in, 2006?
2006.
Lost.
2006.
He ran as a presidential candidate for DOI for the first time ever, the last elections. He lost. So the people that are going around telling, oh, because of you live around Serakunda, or you live around, and you can gather a few people and say, oh, let's convince him to come back. Come back and do what? I think the move is not only selfish, it's amateurist. The guy had said that he is not going to run again. To me, that's where it stopped. Musa.
So, but Pasamba, if you look at it from their view or vantage point of view, they've looked around. They really believe in real solutions. And they think, you know what our country lacks is integrity, honesty, leadership, and someone who is out there and has not only say it, but has practiced it. And they look around within your party and they're like, you know what? In as much as Khalifa went out there and jumped the guns and made this statement, we think it was premature. In their eyes, they believe that things have changed. That the Gambian electorate now, they'll need somebody like him. I mean, I'm just telling you what they're saying. And they're thinking, now that the Gambian electorate, they've seen the light, if Khalifa throws his hat in the ring, they believe Khalifa may be able to reactivate and recreate, maybe help cheerlead a coalition of parties, which he's going to be part of. And they think that could be the solution to beat Barrack come 2026. I mean, what is wrong with that? Politicians will always come and make statements and then they walk it back. I mean, that's just the name. It's not written on stone. It's not the Constitution. Why is that a problem?
Musa, Khalifa has not retired from active politics. He clearly stated that he is not going to run again. There is nothing that has stopped Khalifa from working with people and forming a coalition. He doesn't have to lead it. He doesn't have to be the candidate. Correct. He doesn't need to be a candidate. If Khalifa had said, okay, I have left politics altogether, that's a different thing. But that's not what he said. He's still the Secretary General of the party. He had also came out and told the Gambian people that he would be presenting a resolution to our Congress, which is happening the 27th and 28th of this month, for DOI to endorse a proposal that he has for what he calls Team Gambia 2026, so that we'll go and sell a coalition idea to parties so that we can have a coalition. He has already said that. Why do you need to have a mic to convince him to do what?
Bro, You have to protest. That's your DNA.
No. I respect
All
their
you
right.
do your life is protest.
I respect their right to protest.
You protest.
I respect their right to protest.
Protest. People are saying it's their God-given right that they disagree with the statement Khalifa Lajulen Bimo make the decision. They believe in him. So they're saying
you know what I told you is amateurist.
Why is it amateurist?
You call yourself the strategist. You force the name onto you. Let me.
What is so amateurist about it?
Let's look at the Gambian political situation.
No,
No, I have 5 minutes because I just want to ask.
So you ate lunch a little bit.
What do you mean I ate lunch? It's only 11:26, man. I'm drinking my coffee and my donuts. So I really, when I'm zipping on it, I just don't want the viewers to see me. That's all.
So you don't like Asamba. When he eats, he became.
My mama Daniel, I have a question for you because Coach kind of started.
You just ask me questions.
No, because I know. Here's the thing, I think what we say, consistency is a virtue,
and that's what I do.
You cannot continue. So I listened to you, and I had a greatest respect for Mr. Salah. But he said, pass along. I did what I'm supposed to do. Time to move on. And I heard you. You said, people believe in him. Would you say the same thing to other political leaders who are there? There are folks believe in them too, right? But what I'm trying to say is I think this mentality that somehow, single-handedly, someone needs to be in charge for forever and forever, I think we need to change that mindset. And the mindset should start up having an honest conversation. But it kind of complicates your position as a strategist, saying that I want something new. But also, don't you think people believe in, would you use the same type of barometer or same analysis when it comes to other people? Because you cannot say, oh, this person can continue, but the other people cannot continue. I think you need to brush everyone across.
I think you are under the impression that, man, I do support that Khalifa should continue. The issue that I raised, Moine, the very people that are saying they're going to go out there and protest. And I'm kind of telling Pasamba, saying, okay, this is what these people are saying. It's not what Musa Jeng is saying or my analysis. I'm just basically saying, they believe. I mean, and that's how I am positioning the question. It has nothing to do with,
Mandamala like Greg. Because your position. I mean, we have to. I'm telling you, you elaborate on this.
If I real my real analysis about this whole thing about Khalifa.
Yes, that's what I want to hear.
Okay. First of all, I don't think Khalifa is going to run. It's not possible. Khalifa has been around for a long time. And I don't think it's even a good idea because I don't believe Khalifa can win. I don't. I really don't. So this whole idea that let's go to Khalifa Salah and he is going to be the Messiah that will bring about change in 2026, it ain't going to work. I don't believe that. You see? So all I'm saying, all I was doing is the devil's advocate because within Doi, you have people that believe that Khalifa should run. There are people like Pasamba who believe that would be the biggest mistake because what Doi and Khalifa has more than anything else is integrity and consistency. And if Khalifa walks back, they'll be undermining the core belief of the party and Khalifa Salah and what he represents. So man, all I'm doing is just basically bring in the other perspective. In fact, Demba, I reached out to Keksani, Purmu introduce Mark, one of those guys that is basically behind this protest, so that they can come here and talk about it instead of me talking about it. I mean, their position. So Lolarek, so it's not like yo finger them. I know where he's going, but that's not where my position is.
There is no one who loves Khalifa or knows Khalifa.
Coach. Now, Coach man, Fuma Daniel Moite. te maa ngi pare nag pour bàyyi wante yow kenn du yow coach.
Thank
ay
you.
yàlla may la wér bu yaram ak guddi fan. góor nga. doole laam-laame sa taxawaay bi sa wecc te lu si loolu maa nga gërëm di la sant tey daal you are consistent like the North Star and I have to give it to you man yow góor nga te maa ngi laa ñaan guddi fan ak wér bu yaram coach Pa Samba Jaw fu mu nekk nii
man nag guddi fan ak wér bu yaram bëgg
noonu maa ngi laa ñaan yow tamit pour yàlla may la guddi fan wante da ngaa bàyyi di laam-laamiñ nag loolu suma boss nga ba da ngaa bàyyi loolu nag fa su loolu daal will inshallah are we taking 2 weeks off right inshallah we'll see coach
we'll go behind the scenes and see how we
all right brother man
good luck. We extend our condolences to the family.
All right.
And yes.
So most,
I think
I was saying,
Tariang totally misunderstood.
So no, what I want to do maybe most, and I would explain so that people will understand where I'm coming from. Maybe you can play the art. So when we are done with that, and I would explain because Halifa, I've been closer to Halifa than a lot of people maybe that are watching, and there is a relationship. And my thinking is not just out of coach trying to be difficult. No, I will explain clearly where I'm coming from.
Deganala.
No deposit, flexible payment plans, and lots of discounts. Get your leave of admin today.
Yes, Global Properties. Definitely, guys. And all you have to do, call Nilan, and they have different plans. All you have to do, call them, tell them your situation and what you actually want. Do you just want to purchase a land and have them build it? Do you have an apartment already built and all you're looking for is someone to manage it for you? I can assure you, they will give you the answers. Pap Samba man nag may numa nag to compete la dancing contest ñu wane suñ move si we choose the music and the day jawul babi
maybe you need for the people by the people we need to organize
a dancing competition ak Sariang
bu ci banka bokka dal because banka mom I don't think that he dance to a different tune
ak Babu no dina invite Babu Karsila.
Wow.
am nga fecca boobu leen ñu naan ooyee xaj xam nga fecca boobu xaj so Blackal mu ne Baboucar Sylla bu dee xaj dafa reverse xaj reverse
Baboucar Sylla
so no look Pap Samba, so let me let you have your take because clearly this is
Mayo, and this has been going on for a very long time.
Yes.
Halifa Sallah is been known for one thing and one thing only, a man of his words. Halifa has given the Gambia, like I said, more than the Gambia has given him, even if you want to say that. I know the amount of sacrifice that this guy does. This is a man since Moko Hamebetei, who does not take a day off. Do Tobaskila, do Koretela, do Christmas, do everything. He is always working for the party, for the country. There is nothing that he has done or he has not done that people do not know. But when you go to the polls and people decide, well, you know what, we are going a different direction, If Halifa, let's say the last election, maybe came out and had maybe 25% of the votes, for example, also, you can argue, you know what, maybe there is a chance. He had what, about 3-4% of the votes with his name recognition and everything that people know about him. He stood before the country and told everybody that very emotional, I still remember that speech, that this was his last chance. I even remember the interview that he had after he casted his vote, that this Gambia, this is your opportunity to do the right thing. And I hope you will not allow money to sway your thinking. Musa, Mama Halifa den Yaga. When Halifa ran in 1992, Serakunda East, elections, I was one of those who nominated him. Time of nomination, 3 people nominate a candidate. Okay? So it's not something that is new or something that you're just saying. To me, my responsibility, as a friend of the guy, as a comrade of the guy, somebody that I've worked with for so long, is to make sure he lives with his legacy intact and not tainted. And this is why I have a problem with people coming and trying to convince him that he can win, Musa. For him to only go back to the polls and get a 3-5% of the votes. He would have not only wasted his time, but also undermined everything that he has been known for. If Halifa did not have a chance to do very well in the 2016 elections, Musa, after everything that he had done, I know very well, I'm not naive. I've been in politics for too long to know this. There is no way that he's going to be. There are people now who are pushing because of Nyom, because of Tofel. Sometimes
like somebody,
it's just like when you like your team, like they go, they lose every day, but because of you love them so much, every game when you're confident you're going to win. And sometimes you have to move away from the forest so that you can see the trees. And the reality would sink in. You understand the realities of it. Doi does not like people who can stand for them. Suaibu can be a candidate. Usman Sila can be a candidate. A whole host of people can be candidates. Musa Cham, you name it. All these people who are in the party can be candidates. But what I'm saying here is, this is not young Halifa Saleh. This is Halifa's last legs in Nakalatura, fighting for the people, is being in the public space. So, to me, I don't see that he is going to win.
So,
no path to victory.
But
I don't see that you'll have also a coalition of all parties which Halifa is going to lead. So, to me, I'm not going to support this.
So, Bas now too. Bas, you can tune in and tell us your take. Look, man, like you, man, Halifa Saleh is one person that I admire him, and I've always said this: Gambia, if Halifa were to be elected president, if we're looking for change will happen. Whether it'll be for the best or things are going to get worse, I don't know. But I can guarantee you, business as usual would absolutely change. And I don't mind to vote for a change like that. I have no doubt. But like you, I also believe that the people that are saying this, it's not that they don't like Halifa or they're setting him up. They love him. They want to see him become president. And that is why they're doing that. So they're going with their heart, not with their head. And Gambians, we do that a lot. We're very emotional people, the way we make decisions. But I don't think that Halifa can win either. Really, I seriously. And even if they were able to convince him, and then he comes out and create a justification, all he's going to do is just undermine one thing that he's known for. There's a reason why Halifa is different from these other politicians. More digger, more his consistency. And I'm telling you, I mean, I remember during the constitution debate between that Barrow papers. And I said this and people get mad. Manelen, it's only Doi that has been consistent going all the way back to the 2000, the 20, when was it again? 2020 draft. Huh?
You mean the 2006 coalition?
No, 2020 draft and the 2026 Barrow papers. They were the only ones that were consistent, basically saying, allow it to get to the second reading. So that is something that he's known for. So if he were to come back, maybe he jumped the guns. Maybe Juga, send a link. And there is this other guy too, James Macaulay. We're not putting the link anymore because of what happened to us the last week. People just come in here and click on the link and do whatever they want to do. But I have sent you the link personally, James Macaulay. So if you want to...
Musa, like you said, if I had the final say as to who will become president of the Gambia, based on competence, based on integrity, based on love for country, I would choose Halifa 1 billion times.
Yeah.
But I am not the one to make the decision alone. To me, like I'm saying.
So if he were able to be convinced, and then by the majority of people in Doi, now look, because again, we're talking about internal democracy. Will you still support his candidacy?
I've made that very clear. To me, Halifa has made a declaration, and I don't believe he should be. No, I will not. No, I will not.
Political answer, huh?
I will not.
So if he were to be convinced and selected by the Doi, Central Committee that Halifa is our flag bearer, you will not support him?
No.
You will support another candidate?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to support any other candidate, but I'm not going to support him. I cannot support any other candidate, but I will not.
And Juka says I have sent you the link as well.
And man, I'm very, very clear. Musa, let me tell you this. Fumnekani in my life, I'm very closer to the end than anything else. So I don't care. I say things based on conviction. It's not a joke to me. It's not based on emotions. I love the guy too much to see him. We've seen what happened in December of 1991 when Jawara announced in Mansa Konko I was not going to stand. People cried. We're not going to allow you. You're the only one who can run this country. I remembered our position then. And when he was convinced to change his mind. And if you were to ask Jawara, maybe his biggest regret was that he listened to a few people who mobilized themselves and saying, you know what, Musa, and we've seen President Barrow, who also said that I am running because if I do not run, and they convinced him of that, this party of Ayahu. We've seen Kagame, who was forced to change the constitution of Rwanda because people around him told him, without you, Rwanda is not going to go anywhere. We've seen that problem over and over and over and over and over and over again in Africa. And this is why I believe that Africa continues to have this problem. Musa, you see, this hero worship that we have in Africa needs to stop.
Right.
Gambians have had an opportunity to vote for this guy. This is not the first time, Musa. I remember when Halifa lost in the 1997 elections, National Assembly elections. People went, they were crying, and voters card, and all. I was not there, but I knew everything that was going on. They had an opportunity to elect him as a National Assembly member.
And he lost to a nobody.
Yes.
That's
it's not like he's not been there. And Halifa is one of the most known commodities in Gambian politics. And people respect him. Not because he has given them a penny or anything. People respect him because they see him as a man of honesty, a man of integrity, a man of dignity, a man who loves the country. But you go to elections, you get 32,000 votes out of 900,000 votes.
Definitely.
And then you feel you love this guy so much. Now I'm going to convince him again to go against his words with the expectation that this time around people will vote for him. We have to be serious sometimes.
It politically doesn't make sense, Mom.
No, you should never follow buga buga be lord somebody else.
I think so.
So to me, I don't expect Khalifa to renege on his promise, but I hate the fact that people are even putting him in a position of that. Don't sell me that he is the only one. You had the opportunity. People who are, man, I know people who will tell you I am Doi. The last elections.
Yeah.
Who were telling you, well, if I vote for Khalifa, Mange vote Usainu Dabo, so I'm going to vote for Adama Barrow.
Yeah.
You did not even trust the process to vote for the guy that you think is the best person to run the country.
Yeah.
But you denied him your vote.
Device is not connected, bus. He's saying the device is not connected, bus.
So you denied him your
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah.
Just so that Ngane Yange make a point. And
Yeah.
now all of a sudden now Tournga saw me bem dem chi mew bi bem dem chi ndox ma fu nek suuf sa yep suuf sa nan nako. You want to turn around and you know what? Now come again, we'll do the right thing.
And they were making that same argument for even during the time of Jammeh.
Yeah.
2006. I mean,
1996.
Yeah.
1996.
Right.
With everything. The first and only political party that stood up to the military, and I see all this nonsense that is being spread around, was Doi. Khalifa and Syria. I was there when they were arrested. I was there. So Khalifa, again, it's not about Khalifa running. The issue is Khalifa has not retired from active politics. Let's get that clear. He is not retired from active politics. And Khalifa has also made it very clear anymore he is going to work towards building a coalition. He does not need to be a presidential candidate for that to happen. He can guide the process for that to happen. Man, my issue with this notion of Nyawala and Garona, that's what they say. They're not telling him leave because he's never left politics. He's still the secretary general of the party. He has never left active politics. So don't tell me Nyawala Garona. When you know them well, including Bas, you know they are not going to vote for him.
So, Bas, you see, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you, bro. Man, yo, we look so young. Like, yo, man, yo, ñoo far. Yo, dafa melni guy ne behind the scenes. Angi nega UMC sympathizer de. I don't know nak. Lola dega. In the rumor mill. But yangi muted. Manoko yangi muted boy bit. Yo yai the IT genius here.
Because how about Luma whom they can eat? Luneta be no, but you're still muted. Your audio is not coming up.
Your audio
you need to go out and come back again. Accept books you bari yele.
Oh, do you want me to? Oh, do you
so
want
Musa,
me to? Huh?
No, we cannot still hear him. And Musa, that's where I'm coming from.
No, man, look,
you told me I'm not saying they love Khalifa more than I love Khalifa more than they do, but I have a long, very, very long history with this man. Yangora Salomani.
Yes.
And I know him, I respect him, and the only thing that I can do is to make sure he would go out as the man that he has always been known for. A man of his word, a man who stands up for Gambia, a man who stands up for the people, and all that. He's giving Gambia everything. That's what they're going to do. Musa, that's what they would do. Biri Gambia la. Kombari chot seka. Mune yalla dafa binda ganar de ko dewe ko koli ko nit jappa ganar di ko jay be ganar gan mbokku bad dama mu de. And that's what they do. They la jay biri jayate la.
Oh.
Ya fi gen, you're the only person in this thing. And
Boss, let's try again. Yangva.
Yeah, Yamade almost.
Yes, now I can. Tamanga said link beneath. I'm thinking.
No, I have it. I just have too many connections here. So much more point, Moy. I don't have a problem with Code not supporting Doi.
What?
No, not supporting Khalifa's candidacy.
Okay.
But the question I have for Code Moy, what would have happened if Sifakene Khalifa voted on it? Is it the utterances or is it the chances of him winning? Because there's two of those. Because if it's the utterances, yeah, you can have your point on that. But you know very well that Doi has been struggling to get a national candidate to come forward. Even Nyom Musa Cham, all those guys, none of them have presented themselves to be a national candidate. The last time I went to the Gambia, I asked some of these questions to Khalifa. but he's actually looking for people like you to step up. So my challenge with you is, you have been a supporter for Doi for the longest. Number one, you refuse. No, you refuse to be an American citizen. So you don't have the problem with LJ Dawodiam and all of those stuff. What is stopping Coach? So the way you're challenging Halifa and his supporters, but I'm also challenging you today. What is supporting Coach from going near the first stand to take over the mantle of Doi? You know how Doi operates. I think you know the challenges of Nyom Halifa. It's not just only getting a candidate Bohamne, anybody we know how. That's why Kurang was in over there. That's why Kurang didn't last in Doi. But you were born, understand how Doi operates everything. You could have been the perfect candidate for Doi. But at the same time, you have to let democracy like Muslim work. So again, there are some people man, I believe 100% there is no one who can tell Halifa what he wants to do, come 2026, so again, stand. So again, all those people noise beyond the view. So again, Halifa stand. I don't think anybody can stop him. Anybody can convince him not to do it. So man, I would just say, I'm challenging you right now. You go in and take over the mantle and run the thing. I think that's what's needed.
Are you ready?
That's what's needed. Yeah, I think the energy being spent. Okay, right. I think the energy being spent.
I think a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So first question B is the statement that was made, and a little bit of his chances of winning.
So the statement is like 90% of why you're saying that?
70 to 80% of why I said that. And the reason for that, Moi, I have known this guy. You know him maybe as long as I do. And he's always been known for one thing: his consistency and being a man of his words. That's why he chooses his words very, very carefully. That's why you cannot even get sometimes a yes or no answer from him. Okay? And coming to your challenge, Sibopa, there was a time in my life I had those aspirations. I don't.
But you're still young. Younger than me.
No, I understand.
American la film nega Kentucky Fried Chicken what it takes to run for office, the sacrifice, he doesn't have it in him. But Josu wang sa munu ko kare. Nanga nega di elevate kini bus. Come on now.
Okay, so Luwa Josu munu ko kare. Amga ñun bus. There were aspirations. There were times there were aspirations that I had in my life. Yangoda Salomani. As at this moment, I do not have the aspirations to be anybody's candidate for anything. And that does not stop me from being a very active member of the party, supporting the party in every way possible that I can. Because I also believe that there are people on the ground who may be able to do the job.
But
so that is the reason. That is the reason why.
That's it. I think you're giving a little bit of a cop out. We all know clearly finding a person that has that name ID and be seen as a national candidate to be taken seriously by the electorate. It's not an easy thing. That's not only a Doi problem.
Yeah.
Parties, everybody, they are confronted with that. And then you answer this question. So let me turn it around a little bit. So Fekone, Halifa has a chance. Chance Lawade. Because I don't think he's electable. I don't. If the chance was different, it's possible. Just maybe. Would that change your attitude towards it? Even irrespective of whatever the utterances are. Why you believe you know what? Maybe Halifa can win. Would that sway you in any way?
Musa.
No.
Dama answer by calling sa name because ñu xamne kan lay tontu. Musa, two things are clear. Xam nga man bu ma explain fi wax na la ne I'm not naive. I've been in politics for way too long. Si bopam. To understand it, to know what is possible and what is not. What am I quote finela? Even if I can put the statement aside, let's look at how Gambian electorate have consistently voted when it comes to Doi, particularly Halifa. Halifa has been on the national ballot as a presidential candidate twice, one for NAD and one for Doi.
Mm-hmm.
And one would have thought the biggest opportunity that he had was the last elections.
Definitely.
And the same attitude that people had in 1996 with Sidi Ajata.
Mm-hmm.
And saying, you know what, suñ votalee naka la tudda Doi ñu ngi votal military or suñ votalee Doi ñu ngi votal at UDP nga xam ne gars yi PPP ñooy ñëwaat. That was the say.
Yeah.
And we knew how that turned out to be. Even what we had in the 1992 elections was more than what we had 1996. You come to the last elections, you had the same issue again. So to me,
no,
Musa,
you're not answering my question. I know that.
So Lumala Moy, both of them.
So your problem is not the utterances.
It is.
You're putting emphasis on the electability. If he was electable, would your response be different? So
I don't think it's going to be. I don't even think it's going to be different. I think I would have still have a problem. To me, Musa, here's the thing. Sorry, my charger. The issue that I have.
Suma sister, I've been leaving her hanging for a while.
Yeah.
Juka's sister.
Yeah, no. So let me just answer this real quick. Suma issue to me. This is not a young man. This is his last legs. I just want on his final days in Gambian politics to be remembered. No, this is me. You're asking me. I'm telling you on my position. You may have a different thing.
This last leg business being a pedal. I mean, Halifa is still reasonably
young. Halifa is 72 years old from Nekani Musa.
Yeah.
And other election cycle, he'll be, 77. The following will be 82.
Your current president is 78. Donald Trump.
But Halifa is very strong.
No, he is.
He's very strong and healthy compared if you look at his age. Look, okay. Right.
But I think that Halifa can be very instrumental in guiding a process and making a coalition happen. He has done it with NAT. He has done it with 2016 elections, like a coalition 2016.
But coach, have you conveyed those things to him? Maybe
no, my private conversation, someone I cannot divulge here.
Okay, that's fine.
Let me just put it this way: whatever I am saying now may not be news to him.
Okay, no, I understand, but my point is, and I would let Musa Purumala. My point is, just like Musa Limdonwa, it's a democracy. As long as he's not violating any constitution, he's not violating any party constitution, I think you should let the process go through. That's just the point. There is no point coming out big and saying you can't do it just because what your personal opinion is. I think that's just unfair to people and unfair to him because he's not violating the party constitution. He's not violating any election constitution. It was just an utterance he said. So many people have said so many different stuff. So but coach, deep down, I think, man, if I was going to criticize Halifa and them, it would be their failure maybe to find or to groom leadership, which is different. See, the problem with Doi, I'm a Doi full-time Doi supporter, but some of the characteristics of Yinga mentioned, the integrity and all of those turn out to be to haunt Doi.
Liabilities instead.
They turn out to be a liability for the party. That's the problem. Because that's the problem to find a successor, take over things. Those are the things that's hurting Doi today. And because, people move on because the way they want to operate, that's what's the liability today. That's the challenges they have today. But I just wanted to challenge coach. So
why would you want me to put my
No, you're more of the political guy. So Juka,
more political than I am.
Wow. Musa Jeng.
From Lambi Madibakari. Did you get your invoice yet?
Musa Jeng.
Yes.
Coach, I laugh when you said that.
Yep, thank you very much. You have to.
You guys are funny together. Yéen ñaar yàlla na fi yàlla bàyyi ngeen dem ba tey ay banta di soox.
Amin ya Rabbi.
Wow, so defee na nga ne ko Musa fàtte nga bañ toogee for the people. Anyway, thank you for having me. Sa invoice bi dinañ ko fay Musa.
No, but I gotta tell
Why
you.
dégguma la de Musa dégguma leen.
Oh, dégguloo ñu?
I can't hear.
You can't hear us? We can hear you though, loud and clear. Oh, you need to go out and come back then.
It's something when you code the mom.
You ngi laa dégg bu baax sax. Juga no pasamba no bas mom. I'm gonna bus yo. The way you guys operate within DOI is kind of different philosophically. But pasamba, I'm not a point nag because sometimes too, when you are part of a party and they have a process in place, I think it is kind of unfair. I mean, even in as much as we have a process, if the process doesn't work the way I want it, then I'm not going to support it. I think you need to.
You know what?
You need to look at that.
Money. You know what? I think that you and anybody who is associated with United Movement should be the last person to say that. When the process didn't work your way, you guys get fed the gift from some own group.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Juka.
Well, Musa, sorry, how much you on? Someone know you ma dogon.
Maybe it was from your end.
When Juka ngache ngalama.
Oh, thank you.
Ritirata bi. Xam nga Musa xamul ritirata. So loolu la.
Man fana mo xamul ritirata yow nan nga wax.
Musa xam nga yëg nga si ritirata bi yow.
Mané waaye complain naa fi nag. Mané ko du ci ñi yëpp bëgg a bi mané nag bëgg naa ñu xool ko ni mooy mané oncle Muslim moom fi mu nekk xaw ma naka la. Man na suma eewoo balaa may tëdd guddi am lu ma riit bu ma eewoo suma raxas laal fii anju su ma demee ñu ne waaye oncle moom des na de
No, Musa wants the aging one, the one that will look young.
Anti-aging.
Wow. So.
That's easy. That's easy.
Everybody is talking about it. For real.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you're really up to something. And we want to say congratulations. We've seen it here in this country. Immigrants would come here, and I mean, you don't even have to go too far. South African Benegal Dradi. What's his name? The Dutch guy.
South African, right? That's.
Are you talking about the comedian?
No.
You're talking about Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon. Okay.
And making it big. And when I saw you and your rollout, I was impressed. It has California written all over it. I'm telling you.
Oh.
Impressive. Congratulations.
Thank you. Did I have an official interview? You just gotta call my people, and I'll call your people. My people will get in touch with your people to make that happen, and I'll sit down and I'll do a proper conversation.
Absolutely. We need to do that, Mom.
Yeah, I will, and I really appreciate this. But before you dem see man, the mo nga nyambas li ngeen doon wax mun naa see nyambas ak déema sax am na yu xew. Déema coach xanaa gisoo yu xew.
Oh, you xew wati noonu.
Okay. Well, how am I coach linga coach when it comes to Uncle Lifa, man, I'm in alignment with your linga donwa. I think the man has done such good service area. Te ligena nit ñi gëna fonka ci mom ak respect ci mom moy kadom ak how principled he is to a fault, but that's what a lot of people admire about him. And I think Sudame Bay being towards the ending of his career, obviously it's not over yet, right? He probably have another 10-15 years, inshallah. That's what we all pray for, right? Why at least Musama Kadom is really important. So buñ underestimate lolu, tamit buñ nekk the pedal the idea of lum waxon la, it's okay for him to change his position. You know, yes, they put anything illegal. Yes, they put anything law hamne is against the constitution. But then the concern about morality comes into play, right? Which again, all of his branding is about principle and morality. So he doi lo len lanjika wasi doi. So man fofu la taxaw, and you also said he could be a key player pour ñi nga xam ne suñu waree indi a coalition pour mu am a formidable coalition. I believe he's probably going to be one of the most credible people koo xam ne mooy lead mooy ñëw not to lead the situation but to lead the conversations. It's Gambians yu bari loolu lañ yaakaar loolu lañ xaar loolu la ñoo xaar so si man foofu laay tënkee suma wax bi foofu noonu obviously foog ngeen sort out seen lii bi president coach for president that could have been great of course but like you said I know you would have pulled some votes. People trust you. People love you.
Musa because of whatever si taranga def la chief of staff nak. Gay jaga.
Why coach mo phone man nga bëggoon def sa chief of staff? Yo lool nga daan wax di coach. Lu xew?
No, yo fu nekk yaa ci business bi. Dama ragal business conflict bi. So, you know. Why if I were to choose between yeen ñaar, yow lay jël a billion times bala Musa. You know.
Wow, okay, yeah. So I think hopefully nit ñi nañ understand loolu buñ ko push pour mu change mindam because gis nga nit ñi ñoo lay jey ba nga jeexu nga def loo xam ne waruloo ko then after nga understand nga so mu ngi noonu daal let him stick with his core beliefs and principles and that's why so many of us admire him so much, you know. So foofu laa bëgg a tëjee waxi lii bi léegi démba Mustafa suñ journaliste bi dañ gis mu ngi nataalu ak Barrow si seen table man li ma njëkk a comment sax mooy if you look at the body language both of them neither one of them trust each other. Their body language boo ko xoolee yéen am sure ne xam ngeen body language ñoom ñaar ñëpp seen loxo yi ñu ngi ko danka be
ñu foldé seen hands they feel
they are hiding from they're both hiding something from each other whether it's beliefs suspiciousness or whatever it is or there's something that they're both hiding. Loolu moom ñoom ñaar ñëpp xam nañ ko. Okay. Léegi, the photo went, viral, obviously. And I saw several people new write whatever. Ku nekk sa democratic right la pour nga write whatever you want to write. So I wrote my take on it. And I don't see anything wrong with the fact that they took a photo. It is a photo, a journalist and a president. So what? We move. It doesn't change anything. Gambians send life, send day to day. And I don't even think Mustafa halat na lolu to that extent. Okay, this is supposed to change anything at all. It's just a photo. Now, I saw different narratives being peddled about the photo. And it's concerning. Because, again, daf ñu yóbbuwaat back to the mediocrity mindset. Ngeen jégal ma. Amul neneen nu ma ko mën a waxee. Mooy ne Africans we are so easy to please. Just because Barrow talk na mu smile ak journalist boo xam ne moom moo binda loo xam ne réew mi yëngu woon na guys smile nañ together or Barrow smile na ko it doesn't add anything or reduce anything to ñun suñ political atmosphere or suñ dëkk bi ni moo demee. The fact of the matter remains Barrow is incompetent to run that country. He doesn't have leadership skills because if he had leadership skills dina don't get that country into order bi mu ko war a def corruption bi dinañ ko doon wàññi. Understand? Including him. Barrow himself is corrupt. Lolo munuñ ko see génnee munuñoo toog di wax ne Barrow is democratic, Barrow is nice. So what if he's nice? People fought for that. And let's not forget the democratic li nga xam ne démocratie bu ñu Barrow joxul ñu ko de. Gambians died for that, Coach and Musa. Gambians fought for that. And even after Gambians died for that, Barrow bim toge, if you guys recall, Barrow don't challenge the status quo of that. Why he got pushback from people, from activists across I don't know, including Gambia, even lawyers association, the bar association, and other associations. I'm not being a time bim waxee Monica Bora bin tëjee Bora foog naa around that time bim génnee mu ne suñ téye nit George bi su waxee ñu bàyyi la sax dañ la daf la faa tëj. Those are not democratic authorities, but Barrow said it, and guess what? He was met with a lot of resistance from Gambians. So nekkul ne daf ñu ko jox in a silver spoon ñu ko enjoy tey Gambians continuously demand for Barrow mu def what is right by them. So that credit I don't give it to Barrow, I give it to us Gambians. Every Gambian koo xam ne use nga sa voice the last decade pour ñu make sure ne Barrow def na li mu war a def. Whether we succeeded or 100% or somehow am na yoo xam ne let's say Modou Cissé for him to mu génnee Modou Cissé from the audit report of audit office. Huh? Is that democratic? That is not democratic. Is that nice? He's not nice there. right? When the babies died, when you have over 66 babies died, and up to today, amul ken ko xamne mom lañ daxa ci liggéey kayam bi or put them in jail. Is he nice to those people, to the victims? No, he's not. So it means nothing for him to give a smile on a photo op. And I'm saying again, this is also, can we look at it as this might be possibly part of the playbook of a dictator's playbook? You do a photo op with people, you smile, you put up your best face.
Juka dégatuñ la de. Yeah.
Cool.
Juka.
Wow, money that's part of manipulative tactics. Because right then and there, Mungi control the narrative of how people should look at him. But the reality is, nothing changed from reality. People, Gambia is in reality. The hospitals are still bad because of corruption. We guy neke. Lack of education. Hala yange day si back way bi. Barki de ma la te man ko gis suba sini. Mangi read ne de ma dafa am bena jarha buñ rey. Si bena bureau or whatever. It doesn't change a damn thing. Man, that's my point. And that's man fofu mama de meeting and ñun Gambians si we set it so low and li motax leader bu ñew mu yap ñu. Leader bu ñew mu fonto ñu. And it's serious. Ngeen jégal ma, I mean politique bi mom moy lool. Suma ci duggé rek moy lool. Let me calm down.
What do you think, Moy? I don't think they're taking a pic because it's not the first time those pictures have been taken. And to me, let's say with Mustafa, well, there is nothing that you can do to change who Mustafa is. But there is one thing too that is very evident about this government with people. Like Mustafa, I know he has access to almost all the ministers, can talk to them and all that. You know, so to me, here is my thing. The people who serve in the fourth estate, let's face it, the media, must always be guided by the principle of not being Kendulan by and all that. Because even here in the United States, you'll see media houses that are always very friendly to the White House. Bob Woodward, for example, investigative journalist.
Right.
Every administrator that comes, he would have access and he always writes a very damning book. Chances are there is one legal beginner. And he's always getting there. So to me, it's not whatever Barrow tacticum or not tactic is, but just that the journalist, after that nice dinner bugai how many you cost, they would all remember they have a duty and to be the bridge between the administration and the people and report things without fear, favor, affection, or ill will. Jame tried this. I remember that meeting with Sam Sar, but media heads, it was Sam Sar, Pap Sen, Akama Kanakanakan. He ended up getting mad because he was there joking. Sam Sar would not respond to his jokes. That is Sam Sar of Foraya, Doi. And then when Sam spoke, Sam did not address him as His Excellency. He got mad and told GRTS to stop Nakalatura taping because he felt Sam did not address him with respect because he was thinking, oh, Sam's teacher was my teacher at Gambia High School.
Right.
So they said the joke no Sam didn't even respond to him, didn't laugh, didn't anything. But I think the Mohammed Sam. And when Sam spoke, Sam went straight to the point and addressed the issues that the media was facing.
Which he didn't like.
He didn't like, and that was the end of that. But again, if the media know their worth, which I believe 100% that Sunywaji mom can do Mustafa,
yeah, I don't see anything changing with him.
Yeah. And you know what is to be expected to Moi, of course, given our history, when such a thing happens, it is always easy for people to see that, you know what, leader get on nothing. Look, because at the end of the day, I have my things with the media rights and this thing in the Gambia, but at least Toga Ibura Fetla, given where we came from. How much that makes sense? You know. So
right, but it doesn't change the situation where we are right now.
No.
Like, let's say if this happened during Gambia, right? Because I understand because I understand we've been through a lot, right? But what I'm saying is ñun as a nation we have to rise above that. Ñu demand for better. ñun waruñoo complacent ñuy talk rek because I've seen it time and time and again. Even 2021 election, these were the same tactics that were used pour Barrow mu winaat mooy lan jox nañu jaama. For me, just because nit ki jàppul la di la dóor jàppul la di la tëj doesn't mean that that's the bar, because nañ fàttaliku ne that is not the bar pour ne ñun foofu lañ war a setee suñu standard bi understand nga ñun su luñ nekkoon kooku daf ñu doon toroxal. It's like being married to an abusive guy koo xam ne daf laa dóor ngeen jégal ma fii nii yaa trigger warning dem nga jeexal foofu nga dem si keneen koo xam ne mu ngi laa financially abuse mu ngi laa emotionally abuse mu ngi laa verbally abuse. It doesn't mean that you should settle for that just because you're not getting beaten. It's still wrong. Man, that's how I'm seeing Barrow.
I'm gonna Juka. When I listen to you, and I think we talked about it at the beginning of the program, and what most of us are saying is, we're talking about depressed. The invitation was extended to them. Anyone looking at that, it's a good gesture. I think it's good for our democracy. That doesn't necessarily mean people are supporting some of the issues that you raised. The challenges we have with healthcare, whether with education, whether we have with corruption. Those things are there. It's in the bowl. But also, there is nothing wrong with recognizing when something being done and it seems to be something good. And you cannot say that there is lack of freedom of press in the Gambia. We do have that. So we don't have that. And then this guy is just using this as a gimmick. People will be like, you know what, keep him sonal. You know what I mean? All he's doing, the most important thing, he's ignoring it. But there is absolutely no doubt.
So who should the credit go to? Who should the credit be? It should be credited to Barrow, because that's what I'm seeing happening. Man, I'm problem at the fact.
Look, we need to be careful here. For anyone to think, the freedom of the press, the rule of law, the independent judiciary that we have, yes, the population demanded it. But we've had in our past and in other countries that the population will demand one thing, and someone who has constitutional mandate will come and do whatever the hell they want to do.
Okay.
And we've seen that before.
Leggy.
Listen to me, it takes two to tango. If you have a bad dictator, they will be able to put aside the constitution and do whatever the hell they want to do. Now, you're saying, yes, the credit goes to the people that voted him into office. Well, definitely it's under his watch that he's overseeing whatever improvement.
A good point there. But
to say that doesn't mean when it's, because like I said, I believe that this man needs to be voted out of office in 2026. That has
exactly, that's my
that
point.
Doesn't mean people should say the guy is tolerant. Whatever we saw that picture, I think it's a good thing for our country. That's who he is as an individual. There's nothing wrong with giving credit where credit is due.
Okay.
That doesn't change the reality. No one we would want to see him re-elected because of some of the things that you have articulated. The Gambia needs to change, different direction. Understand? Where there is nothing wrong with also, because you get to a point where okay, when it comes to higher education, I really like what he is doing. When it comes to this, but to say we shouldn't say any of that.
No, young man misquote.
If you say that, you are encouraging him. If you say that, we're going to end up voting him into office. No, not necessarily.
Déedéet léegi déglu ma léegi yow wax nga ba pare léegi man tam may ma joxe sama submission jox nga sa submission ba pare léegi li ma wax mooy okay, first let me make it clear. Obviously there's nothing wrong with mom. The fact that maybe you could talk about the budget comme ni kii nii wax wastage bi nga def bi mu def si lifin bi event bi and all that stuff. That's another kind of, that's a different debate, right? Is it worth it or not, right? And also the journalists ñoom ñooy be the deciding ñoom ñoo nekk ñi nga xam ne ñoo war a decide loolu, not us necessarily the public, right? Because ñoom ñooy xam the benefits of it. Ndax am na more than just a forum? Was it more than just a dinner? Were there talks beyond that, or they're gonna follow up with talks beyond that? Loo xam ne mooy structure ñoom seen liggéey bi properly or better, right? Because then si nga mën a measure na it's a success or not. Man duguma foofu. What I'm saying is ne ñun as Gambians dañ war a careful because yow am nga the intelligence nga toog nga wax nga ne duñ ko credit Baro askan bi lañ ko credit waaye dëgg la tamit Baro am na si part parce que su ko neexoon tamit mu jafeel ñu ko loolu dëgg la du ma ko weedi waaye Gambians ñun buñ fàtte ne a lot of us dañ dee complacent Musa. So if you peddle with the idea ne okay Baro dafa tolerant Baro mu ñu jox jaama but then you forget ne Baro am na ñu fi tëj at yi nii passé administration bi am na yuñ fi def at yi passé and you forget ne barki dee moo ñaay la jël ay police ñu teg ko pour ñu génnee fi Modou Ceesay so we are also forgetting all of these things because photo op na ak nit kuñ like or ko xam ne is respectable and still respectable and I believe Mustafa will never change right because you can see his body language he don't trust a damn thing about Baro because xam na ne ñoom dañ corrupt already okay but what I'm saying is ne just because of that doesn't negate the fact ne dañ war a fàtte li xew yépp te ñun Gambien bi dañ complacent dañ dee gaaw a fàtte because soo ko xoolee it's not just because dañ jël nataal bi rek ñu pedal ko but they people are peddling a different narrative and if you recall 2021 those were some of the strategies pour Baro mu win back into office mooy lan Baro jox nañu jaama Baro nekku dictator Baro may nañu ñu am freedom that's not enough to elect the president man that's the point I'm saying ne ñun dañ complacent let's not forget ne the last 5 years dañ fight tooth and nail with Baro in a lot of things the last fight moo nekk affaire yi Modou Ceesay biñ génnee si li office am bi loolu kuñ wax ne dafa démocratique du ko def he didn't follow the constitution yes we came a long way but I'm saying just because we came a long way doesn't mean loolu moo war a nekk suñu yardstick pour ñu measure ñun suñu fan lañ nekk as a country no we have to deserve better we have to demand better man foofu lay waxee ne we have to be careful because man tey su ma ñëwoon ma dem post suma page bi man duka wala yow congratulations Baro good job on being tolerant blah 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 loolu dafa am lu moo message bi moo jaalale si askan bi
definitely
and man foofu lay waxee ne nañ careful with that good job to the people not even to Baro because Baro liggéeyam lam nekk di def Baro dañ koo fay suñu xaalis ñun dañ increase salary dañ increase lifestyle am quality of life am moom moo family bi yëpp dañ ko def si askan bi la jógee the power is to the people we should never forget that te ñun foofu la ñu dee naxee when we take the power from us ñu jox ko leader bi because kooku da ngaa dem ba nga xam ne dafa foog ne mun naa naaw dafa jeexu man foofu lay waxee there's nothing to congratulate Baro about being tolerant he is supposed to be tolerant
man, I hear you loud and clear.
I hope so, Musa.
From a political standpoint, but ultimately it's about winning votes and telling the Gambian people, the electorate, what's wrong with the country and why they should vote a certain way come in 2026. But I look at the kind of country that I would like to see. Not I'm interested in replacing Baro with Pasamba Jao or with Juka Ceesay or with Musa.
Exactly.
I want to replace Baro, not because of Baro per se, but certain things. So when I see those certain things that he's doing it, there is nothing wrong with for me to say that, you know what, that culture of our politics, I would like to see that. You know what I mean? Now, like you said, I'm not going to sit here and say Baro is really committed for fighting corruption because there's nothing that he's doing. When I saw what happened to Mamadou Ceesay, the Auditor General, and let me say this, I know that it's in the courts, but everything that guy said, I believe it. And that's exactly how it happened. Really, because man, if I were President Barrow, and definitely the conversation that I had with Mamadou Ceesay, even before I go to the courts, I will come outright and look at the Gambian people in the face and then look, Limo Hell, Kidamoko invites to my office and I offered him the job and he accepted it. Now, he hasn't done it in writing, why Gor Dafma Wah Batam, and I believed him. But Barrow did not do that because it didn't happen. So, Maninga Wahni, yep, I agree with you. What there is nothing wrong with also looking at something that he is doing, you know what? I really credit him for doing this. Man, I'm not going to sit here and we don't have freedom of the press because I'm juxtaposing it with what we saw in 20 years against Jammeh. Threatening people, insulting journalists, driving them out of the country. Now, we changed that.
But do you also forget when Mustafa first and this is a conversation that we should be having, right? because Sangalala Musa, all of this is part of Hamna Ko Yang Nopi, but hopefully you'll agree with me. All of this, even this conversation we are having right now. Huh?
African Cup of Nations.
No, I'm not even watching that.
No,
I'm not watching that because man, what I have, I'm seeing Shobi on this thing. I'm not watching that. It's muted. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay, even the fact that we are having this conversation is part of development when it comes to funding what a democratically, funding what a mindset. Because you're gonna change barorek. You're gonna a system change. Why they need a mindset change, tamit? Moilan, even this little stuff, bunko gise as something lu wara parade, lu wara content, lu wara tachu top. Because baro toju fen.
I'm gonna talking about that Sibopa. You're getting a finger sa more sorry. The Gambia, we are now in this is the 21st century, isn't it?
21st, yeah.
60 years of independence. Banjul dañ amone ben celebration bu reuy bo xamne ni ministre sé tok ñepp tok. You know what they were celebrating? Ben van bi nga xamne dañ ko donate di mutuari.
Kan lolu passama. Am nga ya
No, li just happened recently. Mortuary Evan, bo xamne ni pour dañ ko lifin pour mortuary bi in Banjul.
Waaw.
And ñepp ngi ñom Amar ba ñepp ngi sol sen xaftani ñepp ñoo na ñu ngi am microphone ñoo te speeches we are giving and all that. And Musa, to me, whoever did that, thank you very much for doing that. But it's just what I always say. When we have a country where it's not even moving an inch, where even Bena Moto will donate a mortuary, will require nyep stop saying ligay bu ñoo def. Come gather one place.
Thank you.
Pour ñu celebrate lolu. Xam nga luma lay wax rek ne xam nga yaangi wax ne pour mindset bi. Because of meeting bari bo no 2 minutes la won guy am ki doxi fi ki doxi fele. But we still have a country where even laying foundation stone for a road, gis ngeen Demba Barrow bo def xawma lan la don lay stone fu mu ne Demba. The whole country had to stop. Sabari jolly nit ñi genn aso bi now flag yo xamne dimensions yep ak wrong. Ya ngona sa lu wax ni, you know, and then you celebrate, and this is the issue.
And we expect change.
That we have, because we have not had a government being elevate the lives of the people. Pour ñu gis li nga luñ gisati rek becomes too big for them. And li mo nek the thing. It's not like xam nga all of dañ leen ñu ne ko xamul lu neex lu naxara ko ray. And like when you are so gene be sa bot ibeko si development. Nga gis do da nga ne, are you kidding me? Indi Gambia fu mu nekk nii every day Barrow ne mu ngi am 5 other tours bu moo wax li fi wax démb ne mu ngi am naka Mr Dabo ne ko mu ngi am tour yu moo dem. World Bank ñu ngi sponsor xam nga benn 100 xam nga naka road dinaa ko dem pour so it's like, and they waste state resources and all that, so the level of mediocrity
is
every aspect of our governance system. Gis nga soo demoon tey GRV RVTH nga yóbbu fa ñaari canisters of oxygen. Minister ba bàyyi liggéeyam, permanent secretary ba bàyyi liggéeyam, director ba bàyyi liggéeyam, non si yëpp bàyyi seen liggéey bàyyi pèsè li ñëw taxaw di la tàccul ne la jërëjëf, because it's not there. And that is an indictment on our government, because of we are not providing for our people to the extent bi nga xam ne ni anything lu leen nit indi rek nguuri saraxtu la dafa mel ni xam na nga seen gelewaar googu naka la tudd théâtre boobu gelewaar benn baaraam bu ñu joxoñ naka taalal joxoñ la juróomi baaraam yi ñu taalal ñaan la, and that's what we do. So we just doing that. So yaa ngi wax affaire yi dina ba you should have seen the naka seen programme tëj nañ naka independence drive yi because am na benn van bu ñu doon joxe foofu noonu pour si nit ñi dee ñu dugal leen si, and that's
the bar they created intentionally. And when you make the bar so low, therefore any little thing law defrect, people should clap and be happy about it. Man noonu laa ko gisee. Loolu la jéem a explain fii nii in yow wax nga ko in a better sense.
Juka gis nga change bi yëpp li ko happen that we need to have serious people to run the affairs of our country, people who are in love with the country, who are in love with the people. Unfortunately for Gambia over the years we have so tege Jammeh cabinet am bi everybody was an intellectual. Baro cabinet ambi. Dr. Yefaneka, a professor, you teach political science, and all these people are Faneka. But the thing is, they have become so much in love with the position that that's all they see. And that's the thing. We need serious people to move our country forward. Otherwise, you would just continue
I'm difficult. When Pasamba said serious people, I mean, that needs to be fleshed out. Why, Duga? There is this Oseno Bob. I think he's the spokesperson for
Sobea.
I think Sobea.
Wow.
You know, he was on so he just beginning of the program, he sent something. He said, what's your take on a possible coalition? I mean, everybody, I mean, every platform is discussing the possibility because we have holding the situation. I mean, we're having the proliferation of political parties every minute. Now it's like the count is about 21. Everybody on the other Pasamba Jawsa, they give me communication organized for political party. So Juga, so this guy is basically asking, I mean, what's there? What's your take? How do we, because most people are saying, or Donald Trump, everybody is saying, in the absence of a coalition, Barrow will be re-elected by a landslide. So that means every opposition party fully understands. And when the question is asked, actually, I heard, I mean, on Pamudu Bojang, Esa, he was very, I thought his answer was very poignant when he said, we need a coalition in order to defeat Barrow.
Yeah.
First time. He used to move around it.
Yeah. You know, and and Osborne Gawa. Yeah, I know Os. I'm to say TikTok. I know he's on the Sobea.
Yes.
And gisna interview ki bitam esa bitam on Pamudu Bojang. And it's a good thing that he's also realizing the reality.
Right.
Because I remember when we used to be on TikTok, we used to say those things. Obviously, it's not written in stone. It's going to be only coalition. But the chances of removing him is more likely when you have a coalition, right? So, and I'm glad you come around put you understand the reality. The reality, but don't understand when you just come into the politics. So, neke si mirmilu yaga, but nga dem si ground bi, nga neka di deal with ak ninyi. Singa understand dega. Limo neka the easiest route, or actually the best route when you gain an incumbent.
Talking about that, today the Coalition for System Change had their meeting at the Paradise Hotel in the Gambia.
Sa onkuli Musa, sa onkuli. Sa onkula Musa anda.
But based on the information that I get yet, the information, the parties that were represented, Moi APP Sobea, GDC, NUP, and other movements whose registration as political party is being processed by the IEC. You're not in attendance. So this is the information that I get. So maybe
NUP,
Sobea, GDC, ACNOP, ACNN movements, you know. So they are not political parties yet. This is the information that I have.
And I'm able to Musabi, then Sani Yahtuti for why? I'm a coach for Musani la yo. Coach the NCP la.
So you can meeting Bobo Mba is the kind of coalition talks you're talking about.
No, you know, this is the thing, and you get a lot of things, Musa, but this is the thing with that movement. I think it's an organization. I think what they're doing is commendable. I'm not you get coalition talks. I heard, right? So all of these are commendable, but at the end of the day, it's going to take the opposition parties on the ground. Nyomsi and Bopa, new talk. Eye to eye, you put everything on the table. Man, I never believe in the idea of you want to ignite.
Yes.
I don't think that's worked in the past. At least man historically it's not worked in the past. But we also realize because why we also realize in 2016 it changed because ignite why most of the legwork was happening on the ground.
Absolutely.
If I'm mistaken, ngeen wax ma.
Dëgg bu wér sax.
Okay, so we cannot reinvent the wheel. Then what this land mistakes past, you learn from that, you put some things together, you sort out naka la ñoo move forward. Now, coalition mom, suñ ko defee, mun nañ fee génnee Barrow, but like I always said, it's probably going to be most likely going to be a third wheel. And coach lim fi wax ni ana UDP bokkuñ demuñu woon ndax.
You might guess the UDP was not there. I'm not going to what's the name of the movement. No, movements la guy was right there. So I don't know that Unite la. What's the guy's name? The guy that we had here the other day, Mr. K, or anything. Because there are so many other movements. So definitely I don't know.
But they specified the guys in affair with IEC, right? They specified that.
Well, the other movements, you know, yet to be registered with the IEC. So,
okay.
So why have a traditional parties to pass a so-called traditional parties for now to pass maybe GDC. Yeah, Kenan, and GDC was represented by the administrative secretary. I think Esa Fall, based on what I know, may have represented his group, and LJ Dabo, I think, was also there. But maybe by tomorrow we'll have more information about this.
Even when Nyom Keba, when they first started it, and they even, was it last July 4th? Or July 4th before last, and they had it here in Atlanta. My position hasn't really changed. First of all, I don't think you can put together a coalition from the outsiders. Real coalition in 2026, it will have to come. Everybody is talking about Halifa's on the 28th. There is going to be a Doi Congress. Halifa is going to present what he calls Team Gambia. I mean, that would be something that we need to look into. So fekkone Alhaji Ousainou Darboe dafa eus ngon sol dalami dem be ci Halifa Sallah or dem be ci Essa Faal or dem be ci whoever xam nga den nga ne this thing has to be done from within or Halifa Sallah do it has to be done by leaders pour send representative to ñoo xam ne dañu wax ne let's form a coalition any political party or leader call large dafa la wax open to a coalition
they'll be open they'll be open to it, but it's the reality is
the devil is in the details.
Yeah.
Hamga.
Yeah.
Dafa yomba.
Yeah.
Dafa yomba. So
I mean, ko sakir na la uyusi.
Of course, but look at to send a representative mo gina yomba tamit.
Why Musa? Let's also even look at coalition 2016. When it started, when the talks started, not all candidates were represented there. They were sending representative, like the UDP, they were sending a representative. Mama Kande was sending a representative.
Who were they sending?
No. So when they send a representative, you know, so to me, those who are in it, you know, they should have their work cut out for them.
I wish them. I hope.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good thing that they are doing it. I said, it's other ones that are also probably having talks. But at the end of the day, ñi nga xam ne ñooy make the real difference mooy the political parties themselves ñoom ñi nga xam ne when they form a coalition ñoom ñu war a ñëw together and stuff like that understand nga so yes is good pour ñoom ñu commencer the talks and stuff waaye ñi make the difference dëgga mooy political party ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñu ci ground
if there is any consolation with that, like Musa said, Halifa would be unveiling his Team Gambia 2026. Ousainou Darboe had told Peter Gomez that he intended to meet with all these political parties.
Yes.
We'll see a possibility of coalition. Maybe there'll be a convergence of ideas somewhere, and maybe they can come up with a coalition because Barrow definitely needs to be defeated, but that cannot happen without having a very strong coalition. To me, it has to be one coalition. Even
but also, Coach, I think the agenda shouldn't just stop at a coalition, okay? Because I think the last time we just wanted a coalition, we got a coalition. A coalition happened, then after what? Understand? I think it should be focused on once there's a coalition, how do you move forward? Pour ñu def a system change, pour ñu def tamit loo xam ne ñoom ñëpp dinañ si gis seen bopp, but not because ki yow yaa nekk the president, yow yaa nekk the government, the political party ñi nga xam ne foofu la president jóge or whatever, or yaa lead, so therefore yow yaay decide everything once we have a coalition and a change of government. No, I feel like ne man ni ma ko dee gisee all the time, I always say this, ñoom ñu ñëw together, whether it's a third wheel, whether it's all of them, it has to be a project from start to finish. They will all take pride in it for the first 5 years. Don't segregate anything. Minister, sector. No, they have to work cohesively together as a project. Pour ñu gis ne lolu succeed na, because if it fails, ñom ñepay fail at that point. Mënu ñoo tok ñu point nek ñi la kile la. So lolu yep, it has to be done from the onset. Including exit plans and all of these things, create committees and blah, 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 all that stuff. What the hell? Look at me, we're going to run into the same problem like in 2016.
No, I'm going NAT, the NAT formula. I think NAT was a better structured coalition, because I think they had all those.
Time.
And I think they going to this, a lot of people, if they get going to it, would want to, there are a lot of lessons from what happened in 2016 that they would want, fleshed out before they get into anything. But I know that whoever wants to build a coalition, you have your work cut out for you, because it was difficult before. Now it's going to be a lot more difficult because of two things. You have people believe that they can defeat, they can win. They are the most electable candidates. You have that all over the place. You have people because of what happened with Coalition 2016, is still a bitter taste in their mouths and all that stuff. So how do they convince each other to come to a process? Being how many the most important thing, if you're going to it, you also have to make sure.
Also, the Kebafun coalition already selected their candidate.
Who is their candidate?
Date, but
no, Marisol more with the Lulu. But the one way it's
Marisol is their candidate.
Huh? Did it? Marisol?
No, more with the
Marisol, Marisol ñewal leral suma anti bi, suma sister bi. Bir dang ko ñëmé sokoy wax di.
Mari.
Sen ko link bi.
Luma moy.
The
reason why 2016 provide, especially the candidacy of Adama Barrow with Minye intact, was at least they were able to get every candidate Kutahawan against him to commit publicly. Then you were going to support it. Even Ahmad Babinga Hamnenisa, his thing was lukewarm. He stayed out of the country almost, I think, a week or two before elections. Sila Dora Del Suad also. He cannot deny that.
Mota sun uncle Halifa sani na ko ya kéro bam démé sa TikTok ba man yeb la dé for. Mune am na ñoo xam ne tey jii ñoom ñoo nekk di foog seen dina yi waaye ñoom bañ toogee sa table ba dañ jógoon bañ toogoon si table ko wax ba dafa jóg mu storm out kooku foog naa kii la Amat Ba moom bokk ci waaye tey Amat Ba moo jëne ka di nit bool yi waaye anyway man ma ñëw bàyyi leen Moussa xaaral ma promote suma affaire ba pare ma doog a dem man yéen a ma oo si affaire politique mooy loolu am naa Baro moom ba ma lancé wax na alhamdulilah kii ma ko gis ma ne ko Baro bàyyeegu ma la de dañ jël big break BMG.
yow li nga war a def sax you should send some things to the nakalatura to the state house pour first ladies yi
déglo suma yaay mu ne ma ndax Fatuma Tabat Baro doo si jox Fatuma Baro ma ne ko nga ne lan
mun nga ko jox kay
yàlla tere ma ne ko suma noon yi doy na buñ ko jënda sa su leen neexee waaye su bëggee jënda nag mun naa ko jaay because dinaa defar skinam bi waaye na ma sarax rek bu ko poos na ko denc si cabinetam bi rek bu ko kenn gis na jënda ko
Jukas clear.
yow nag let me tell you something ay da nga nekk a business person or nga nekk a full-time activist so you gotta choose
fii balaa si activiste la su ma demoon toog télé feneen si beneen media du ma wax loolu
waaye Juga dinañ la indi fii and all we're gonna do is talk about the product.
Inshallah.
Absolutely no doubt about that.
So your wife bought some?
Trying to connect.
Your wife bought some?
Xam nga mom Dr. J rek la dé déglu ak yeen.
I know, but you know what? I have to say something, Musa. I'm so grateful. Wallahi, as in Gambian, see, ak Senegalese, guy nge order like crazy.
Yes.
And mota mané guy ñu ngi pogné tuba bi parce que fogon nané because we have another company, you guys know, the Jukas Organic. So obviously we send out a newsletter. We've been getting orders from that.
She's been talking about it, Mom, big time. And she said a lot of things.
Yeah, she's glowing, I'm sure already. Is she glowing already?
I'm sorry?
Mane, is she glowing already? Hopefully soon she'll be
No,
glowing.
lolo ta Musa Jang anyan di wax ne da nga
moo
wara
tax ma ne
tegal
la
ko
manit
itam.
danga may dimbale manit ma bugg a glow maa ngi war a dem Banjul pour gars yi ne ma xanaa yow snow bi la laal.
Waaw yow dinañ wax góor ñi dañ ko dee use suma jëkkër daf ko dee use. It's a unisex brand.
Unisex la waaw nga
Yeah, it's unisex brand and
am nga Gambia ñun we are so masculine ne boy bi yi jigéen ñi kay.
no, but let me say this, Musa, quickly. Someone maybe in a 2 minutes like my pull up, and after we'll do a show. Now you send check me. Just you would send me my invoice. Why not to that is that the products are good and like men can use it, women can use it, especially men. We've also realized that the deep cleanser, go they bumps when they shave.
Yes.
You know, like the razor bumps, they eliminate low, though they razor bumps, the deep cleanser. And then like the moisturizer is really hydrating. So let's say you're right now, Modu. Musa, honestly, like one out tutti glow. Musa la buga. Danga wara shine tutti. Hanga danga wara glow tutti. So
Exactly.
but it doesn't have anti-aging because it has so many.
Loolu moom yónni ko Pa Samba moo am problème boobu gisuloo lileem yaa ngi lax yaa ngi xaw a
No, coach daf dee guloo nag bu ko tooñ coach a ngi guloo nag coach depuis bi jaamee demee ba léegi daf dee guloo.
waaye di dem de mari soga ngi nii mu ne dafa bugg a leeral.
waaw léegi man maa ngi ñëw dem si waaye okay, so let me do a special thing after the New Year's, then we'll do one. Come, like I said, my people will reach out to your people and we will make. What's my name? I'm PR.
Thank you very much. Yeah, when you diaspora, we are it. So
thank you guys. I appreciate the support and the love. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
So let's hear from, I think this James Macaulay also come up. James.
Okay. Bye. Bye, guys.
Mary. Ambassador. Mary Maruranga, you're on mute. Let me bring James. James, more in the problem there. James. James.
Yeah, Musa.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well, Musa.
Yeah, I sent you the link a while back. Number 4 once I'm gonna give up.
Okay.
So how you doing? What do you want to talk about?
Musa, I want us to look into the security sector.
Security sector.
Foog naa tamit war nañoo seet foofu. Ñu xool, because I could see, was it yesterday or day before yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I saw this young lady that was being killed, stabbed to death.
Yes, it was yesterday. Actually, I saw that Facebook Live. The name is Suso. In fact, I tried to get hold of her, send her on Messenger, because I wanted her to come on this platform to talk about that. Really, a lady was brutalized, killed actually, 21 years old, working for these, what do they call them? Bureau de Change. Go ahead.
Bureau de Change. Yeah.
Yes.
Musa, this is too sad, and
extremely.
This is a reoccurrence of this same situation because it had happened before. You know, if we can recall, I'm on some time ago around Westfield.
Yes.
Hamga, this is an alert. It's a wake-up call. Munge put fear to the young people, the young Gambians that are trying their utmost best to secure their opportunities, grab a job, to be able to sustain themselves, support their parents, you know, and do everything it takes to have a good living. Why is it made to a point whereas pour liggéey the fly attract to fear, Musa, then am nañ problem. We have a big problem. Yeah. Yeah, go on.
When I saw that video, be like, Pasamba, and this, Suso, that's her name. I tried to send her on Messenger because I could see the emotions and the passion. And this is what she does for a living. The Bureau de Sans Yini.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah, I saw
You know,
that.
and this
that's exactly what I'm telling you.
murdered.
You know.
And what she's saying is most of these Bureau de Sans, they don't even hire armed security. Nothing like that. The cameras they don't work. When all these people get paid $6,000, $7,000 a month, and really no protection whatsoever. What is the role of government in this? There has to be something. And talk about this because it is so. I mean, I'm glad, James, you called in.
Yeah. 2 years ago, it's not Rayon, Bori Westfield.
Wow.
Exactly.
I was in the Gambia then. It happened minutes before I reached there. Mangi and a small brother because mungi neka opposite Kenyon Pierre Davis.
Wow.
That's it. Paul Maron living no. See, Fofula. Because I saw a lot of people. Fofunono. Manewa, what's going on? Mungi neka just around time Juma. You know what I'm kunfi Jampaka also. And then as I was mangi and GBD, that was when the PIU were coming also to the venue. You know, it's just senseless. And like you say, Gambia people are cheap. When you have a business like that, where a lot of money is changing hands, at least have like a security there. But they don't want to do that. And these kids are dying day haran or have it in a way they cannot have access to those people.
But it comes down to one thing thing.
Well, Musa, this is what I want to say. This is exactly what I want to say. This is do necessary pour ñu am security personnel pour mu nekk ci venue bi. Why?
Sorry, Bas ne cousin la jabaram.
Imagine lolo.
The cameras
just imagine that.
The young lady was just 21 years old. A 21-year-old. Come on now. Fufunyo jele halis. Money. I mean, come on. That is a target. And again, there has to be regulations.
No, Musa, this is exactly Lula Buga emphasize here.
Go ahead.
This is the collective responsibility la wara nek. Yeah, because su fekkee fi ñoo jëlee xaalis la dañ ko war a protect ba nga xam ne ni Samba boy buy jógee fu munti jógee.
Right.
Mënut a am direct access to the individual that is working inside.
Absolutely.
Xam nga amoon na jamono borom bitik yi am na liñ dee def nga xam ne dafay mel ni palanteer bu ndaw lañ lay ubbil nii rek fuñ lay yoralal yow sa stuff si. Now this should be put in a more standard way ba nga xam ne nii yu mel ni mun nañ ko stop daal duñ ko jox opportunity pour mu continuer because Musa look not only taking their lives but it's also putting a threat to the young ladies out there.
Absolutely.
Mu ngi leen a jox fear. Ñu ngi wax Bureau de Change rek. Why we have some of these pharmacies that are in the provinces as well.
Having the same problems there.
Having the same problems, Musa.
Yes.
Dafay depend si ñooy yëg rek ak yuy feeñ. But we have similar problems in there. Seetal borom bitik yi ñaata si ñoom lañ dee slaughter. Look at that young man. There was this young man that was also selling jaaykati sow la woon. Su fekkee ñu ngi remember story bi somewhere around Brikama. Moom tamit vendor la moom tamit daf doon jaay. So some of these things, I think collectively we should look into them. You said government bi tamit war na ñëw indi regulatory boards.
That's the
you
key.
said naka la ñoo protect the lives of the young Gambians.
That's the key word. Regulations. That's what it's really
regulations. Musa, regulations should be put in place. You protect the life of these young people. Because look, they are not committing crimes to go out there to hustle, to work decently, to be able to sustain themselves and their families. ñu ngi bokk ak njaboot bi di ñaawlu li fi xew te di leen a jaale.
Yes.
Di ko ñaanal yàlla ndax yàlla na suuf sedda si kawam.
Like you, when I saw that video, this young girl the girl behind it, this Howard Suso. I mean, I don't even think she's 20. Bilahi. She was so passionate, so smart, so articulate. And dafla orne kilimo wa daf ko nyor. And the way she's putting it, they are being paid $6,000, $7,000 a month. Nga forms a bureau de science, makes a deal, and ubi bena canteen bundau. There is absolutely no protection. The cameras do not work. Nothing like that. Funyo johe halis. Lolu moy kayo sacha kadi nyol firek. At least there should be regulation before you are given a license, because this is where it's going to come down to. Licensing be all the requirements, inspection, no hamne fila neka. There is protection. All that has to be followed. And yes, an armed security 24/7. Don't 21-year-old reg boy be just like that. No, you wanna venture into this business and make money. This is what it's going to take. And I think, I don't know what sector this thing should be directed at, whether it's Minister of Interior. I have no idea. But when everything is said and done, whoever is responsible for giving out licenses to this Bureau de Change,
I think that we either trade or finance.
Trade, maybe or finance. I think there should be strict African Union problem yet regulations.
No, Musa. And that's it. Lan mo happen.
These regulations, nobody give a foot about it.
You know what we don't like in the Gambia? Laws. Every law halat, there are laws written for it.
In the book,
it's just this thing. But you have to be able to. Yeah, you have to be able to, because what's happening when Musa would flout the laws or the regulations, when you pull inspector, that's not being $2,000 and or $2,000, and I just leave, and then and this is the ripple effect of it. Musa, you work here, I work here. When they come to it, they are not telling you they are coming. When they come, you better be in compliance.
I'm going to if story.
No, coach, it starts from the licensing. But they don't rest of the licensing. If I can amulo requirements, amulo qualifications, you still go by the back way. And that's bottom one or two stuff. Mujohlako bepare muler kone. Since it lossy, it doesn't tally, it doesn't match. Put bottom qualifications for licensing. So these are the results that we will get at the end of the day.
Well, our young people will just die, needlessly.
And that is why
some people decided they're not to do their jobs. It just doesn't make sense. These people,
it's really sad. It's really sad.
This corruption, and this
dangerous, because all you're looking at, like you said, for an inspector to come, even after you're given a license, based on
it's the central bank,
central bank.
My central bank.
Yeah. So but in the absence of, you give these people license based on central bank, they own some of these bureau de change.
No, look at even this. I'm killing over the 66 kids that died from the Aki this thing. What was it? The same people they're responsible for regulating. They are the people who are abolishing licenses to people to run their
stuff beneath. So for some system the fight challenging nga bring order, to put it in order.
No, it's
this sand mining. Most of the people that own it, the people in geology, you have a job there.
So how do you regulate yourself? and that's the thing. Right? Anyway,
I will come around and
I'm glad we did, because I intended to even bring about this issue today. Mari.
So I'm not going by.
Thank you, bro.
You're on speaker then.
All right.
Right. Okay. Hold on one second, Mari. So, I'm going to put Mari on speaker. It looks like network biral is not cooperating. Why manko toñ ko so buga run for president 2026? Them network bu graw de Mari.
My dear, mangi Gambia, see that about me. Man nekuma president. When they say 5G, they're supplying us 3G. When they say 4G, they're supplying 2 point something. Come and test it and see.
Oh yes, no, but like Hamsa, get them Gambia, so they use the phone from here. It will tell you. That's where they get revealed. They them you know like 2G, 3G, guy got 5G.
That's what I'm saying. Test it. You can do it with your computer, and you'll see how it runs.
No, it's true.
Less than 3 gig.
Absolutely. Why, Mari? Statement bi mom ya ko fi wax mota juka mu ne nga ñew leral nga ne ñom Funke sen alliance bi ñom they already have a candidate nga ne fi ken dofu fi.
Wow, xam nga my dear brothers, man ragaluma ken dudul yalla suñu borom. Some months ago, ñu ma binda si ron si messenger. Oh, I think it was even sometime in the mid-year or beginning of the year. Keba Funda Fabuga Wahayo. Keba Funda does not have your number. Nipang Ma binda all over. There's a collision and they're looking for you. So I'm like, if Keba Funda really does need my number or wants my number, he knows how to get it. Because Marisol, Niko Hamud Bariwood.
Definitely.
Especially in that age group.
Yes, definitely.
See age group bobu amul ken ko amul Marisol ana ndaw yi ñoma amut. Man len anyway am na ko xamne sa jox na ko suma number waaye ken contact ma. Waaye recently maa ngi gis Essa Faal si boppam mu ngi dugal video si page am boo xam ne dañ ma koy yónnee mu ngi dugal video di wone Keba Fundi ko endorse basically ne dafa ñëw wax ak candidate si te candidate yëpp yi mu waxal yëpp ki ci gën a saaw koo xam ne mun na mooy Essa Faal. You see, if you are forming a coalition, you have to be careful. You can because normally 2016 political parties you form coalition, do outsiders, not a group or team or whatever. It's the parties that came together and they came together and formed a coalition, and then they talked underneath. Then got the run within 3 months. You create you def you campaign with them.
Yes.
But right now, as I'm talking to you, there's about 4 groups who can form coalition. That tells you a lot in the political game. What am I fi ken dofu fi? Do talk America, buga form coalition si souf. Hamulo ground bi ni mel. TikTok is not where we are voting. Facebook is not where we are voting. Ñun mi nekk si ground bi di xam na ñan ñoo jàlla Brikama ak ñan ñoo jàllangut Brikama. So fii kenn du fi forcé moo tax ma ne la coalition talks bi.
Yes.
The more the diaspora is saying coalition, the more candidates you are going to get.
Mbadu.
No, I'm telling you, that's fact. The more you jump, you guys are screaming coalition, the more we are going to have more people wanting to run for the presidency. Because everybody thinks that through the coalition, they can now secure a position.
So, yo, Mari, you've been on the ground. You've been on the ground. Alajla, you've been on the ground, and definitely prior to 2021, you were around. And knowing what you know, how do you think this thing has to be done? So if a real coalition.
Musa, yes. I've been saying this from 2018. Bima form movement 2018. There was no movement in the Gambia. Bima form movement in the Gambia. Ni ñew suma office kilifa yi ñew suma office ñepp ngi nen with your style of politics. We don't understand this movement. You cannot say you are a movement and then you're turning around and changing the movement into a political party. Then it changes the dynamics. It's not the same. A movement is a movement. A party is a party. Why say new change movement? Why don't you know how to register? Who turn the movement to a party? Really? It's not the same ideology. It doesn't even make sense. A movement is a movement. This is the movement of a people. It's a revolution.
Right.
You cannot now say the party is now a movement and a revolution. It doesn't make sense. The party is a system in place. Before forming a party in the Gambia, there's already a political party constitution. Binga hamne momga abide by. Binga tane as executive seat is already there. Music movement is registered with the Registrar General, not with the General as an organization. It's a movement. And the movement runs behind or promotes one candidate, which is an independent candidate. Gambia, for Gambia to move forward, is not a political party. Forget that system. It's old. And I'm so thankful. Now, recently, I was on a platform with Honorable Halifa Saleh, and he echoed that when we talked about gender equality and women in leadership. In the system, women are already segregated. It's there. It's written, even in the Constitution, that women are part and parcel of, but it's just a write-up because it doesn't translate when it goes to office. It's write-up. Go and listen to him. We were just recently on a platform, and he echoed the same things that I've been saying.
So,
system is old.
So, Mari,
the political party system is old.
Guys, system for change. Gange responded through Sol Baji. He has just written on Mune, Marisok is my president, but this statement is not only misinformation and misleading, but a disappointment to CSC. He said, I have evidence to show how many times I have communicated with her. I have proved and Keba phone and all of CSC. Let me just finish. All of CSC have Mune, I have proof and Keba phone and all of the CSC have no candidate of choice.
Well, Keba phone was found on a video talking about the only person he spoke to and who can be a leader is SFL. The video is on SFL's page, unless they put it down. Go and look at it. Go and look at it. And I have not spoken to any Sol Baji. Where did Sol Baji contact me? What number did he call that we had a conversation? So you see internet be, you get live. Number one fan lama call be watan after joining a coalition.
So you've never spoken to Sol Baji.
Number one fan la bina.
No, you've never.
Number one. We're on live. Number one.
Yeah.
Let him show you. Let him screenshot it and show you.
Yeah.
If it's Messenger, I have admins on Messenger.
I'm not sure. I'm just reading what he just wrote.
Well, let him write here. Let him write it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Well, anyway.
Social media, on Facebook or Messenger, I have a team. When you say you have been discussing with Marisol, then let it be on Marisol's personal line. And you know that it's her you're talking to.
Hold on. Yeah.
Why came home money? I'm not kubinda. Sim media we they screenshot it. You never diwangewa. Then buka contact. Contact. But how many people wrote to me? I have that. I saw that because they sent it to me. I was never contacted. So let them be disappointed.
All right, Mari.
But it is the fact.
All right, we just wanted you to lay down, but I mean, it is what it is. Why next time, hopefully you will be able to, we have you live and direct. All right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mari.
Thank you, Musa. Why the Mabuga keep the record straight? Because no one smart team bang call am coalition meeting. But PAC, there's another coalition team called PAC.
Okay.
Martin at Gambians, Nyom Baro, all of them are there. ASD is there, having representation.
Okay.
And that's an alliance. They're calling for an alliance.
Okay. All right, Mari. Jerejef Wai.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
I hope you learn.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pap Samba, there you have it.
Faramus, yeah. Anyway,
You have it. So, Moy Lulu.
Benen dimasati, si barke ni ñu bax ñi ora Musa Jang.
But again, we thank our viewers, no doubt. And we want to thank, obviously, Globe.
No deposit, flexible payment plans, and lots of discounts. Get your legal apartment today.
And of course, the holidays. Hey, New Year's Eve, Savannah Event Hall. If you need in Metro Atlanta, Pap Samba is going to be big. New Year's Eve party, 4 organizations are coming together. Ajera, GCO, there's another Catholic organization, I forget the name, Catholic something, and then there's Senkat, the Senegalese organization. All 4 organizations in the metro area coming together, organizing New Year's Eve. Is going to be something else. And where are they having it? Yes. Again, just to remind, every music that you hear on this platform is only for entertainment purposes. We ain't selling music. We ain't doing none of that. We already have it on our platform, and I'm just kind of, I'm going Facebook in soft white. But again, thank to our viewers. We will be back.
James is asking me, I suppose you are an Alaji. Alaji kay takuta naka yengal ci tay mbaga ayul mom. Alaji la de. Big time Alaji.
All right, guys. We're going to be taking a break in January, but again, we will keep you posted when that is going to start. And but thank you very much for joining us. And again, extend our condolences to just no doubt to the family of Mr. Dabo. And yalna ko yalla hare ajana bigena kowe.
Yom basta mag jabaram dien jale sen jabar buñ ray nonu. So senseless.
Very senseless, mom. Man, when I listened to that young girl, I really wanted to bring her on the platform so that she can really talk about the challenges.
We can still try to reach out to her.
Yes, definitely. Pap Samba.
Yes, man.
We talk on the other side.
All right, man.
Jerry.